Alright, folks, ladies and gents, it's time. It's time for the next episode of Fate of the Exocortex. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. I'm apologizing now. I'm very, very sick, but that's fine. Whatever. We're gonna make this work, and we're gonna have a good time. This game is awesome. This game is run by one Glasswalker Mars. He's a great guy. He runs a great game. He tells a great story. I would love for you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy that story. There's also a recap link, which I am going to post here. So if you guys want to know what's going on in the story, there's a quick rundown, and that'll catch you up, and hopefully you guys have a good time with it. Little note: I've turned off all audio notifications. So if all the sound effects are going to be off, all of the entrance noises are going to be off, just so that we can keep the story going and have it be an uninterrupted thing.
Boom.
Oh, what's up, Glasswalker Mars? Thanks for the sub, man. 11 months in a row. Love you, buddy. Thank you very much. That's awesome, guys. We get some love in chat for Glasswalker Mars. Please, he's subscribing to me. That's pretty cool. I'll take it. What? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So we're going to go over a little bit of what the game is all about before we start. It's been a while, I know. That's really all I have to say about it. I think we can probably just jump right in. You guys ready for that? Are you guys prepared? So important things are happening. It's going to be fun. Let's make this happen. Here we go. Alright. Got that. Un momento, por favor. Alright, there we go. Hey guys.
What's going on?
Alright. James, I've done all the... all of my video stuff broke. So now it's just... it is myself and 4 Sebastians. So
this is
What
gonna
else
be
do you need?
That's fantastic. So guys, why don't you go ahead and start things off, and I'll get that fixed.
Oh, I'm digging that.
He will look as himself as the rest of us for the rest of the game.
That's amazing. This is my life.
I love it. All right, so hey everybody, I'm James Marston. I'll be running this game tonight. One of the things we like to do when we're running this game is try and involve the chat audience in the things that are going on.
Well, recent terrible development. What?
The one of the things you can do with this game is you can compel players based on their aspects, and what we like to do is trying to get the chat to maybe kind of weigh in on some of the possibilities of what could be compelled. So compels come into 2 sort of categories. There's decision compels and event compels. And we're going to go over what the different players' aspects are in a minute. But if you have an idea of something that related to one of the players' aspects, they might be forced to decide to do in order to make the game more interesting. They can earn a fate point by having that opportunity presented to them. And fate points are sort of the currency that makes the game go. Or you can force something to happen in the world based on one of their aspects that might go wrong and become complicated for them. And I kind of put some of the information on that into the Twitch chat. The aspects that they have are called their troubles. Or one of their aspects is called their trouble. And it's an aspect that kind of fuels them getting into trouble. This one, for example, oh wait, he didn't want to go first, so I'll go with him last. And I can't do J5 first anymore, so I'm gonna do Lee. So one of our characters is Lee. And Lee is a rogue street artist and technician who does a lot of the tech work to make the whole team sort of continue to work and go. Her trouble is, how can I resist? So any situation where she's in a place where there could be something tempting before her, we can compel her to maybe consider that temptation. Or to get the last word in an argument, or to leave a calling card somewhere because she's a visual artist. As we're going through each of the characters and introducing them, we will go through their trouble. So I'm going to throw it over to Lee. Can you tell us a little about Lee, and then tell us a little about like a scene or something that's happened recently to Lee that is somewhat impactful on her?
Lee is a rogue artist who worked for one of the corporations and then got sick of servicing rich people and decided that it was much more interesting to try and create works of art that recently she got asked to create a specific art installation in one of the buildings. Where she had it so that as people walked through, they were walking upon bodies.
I have to interrupt for a second. There's a lot of feedback, and I think it's coming from Lee's microphone. Maybe not. Yeah, it is. Question for you: is your phone near your computer? Say it again.
The baby monitor was.
Okay, there you go. That was probably it. It's better now. Please continue. I apologize for interrupting.
No problem. He's pretty much done.
Cool. So that is Lee in a nutshell. Next, we're going to do Jax. Jax's trouble is curiosity killed the cat. So that's situations where she might make a dangerous choice to find more information, or situations where there's a door that maybe be better left closed, and we're going to compel her to open that door. So to give up a sure thing at the chance to learn something unrelated might be a good decision. Compel. Let's go over to Jax and tell us a little bit about her, and tell us a scene that happened to her recently that had some sort of emotional impact on her.
Okay, I'm Farron. I'm playing Jax. She's a former PR, nice, polished person who's kind of gone into rogue media reporting, trying to speak truth to power on the little pirated airwaves. And recently, she was working with one of her old friends that when she was corporate, she had worked with Caleb, who she had done corporate espionage in the past, and got him working on some of the stuff the group's been looking into, and got him killed. So we had a scene where we were all connected with him, knowing he was caught by the bad guys, knowing that Edward Dow, who, we have the little one, the big one who may or may not be an AI or just influenced by an AI, was talking to us, and we got to watch him die. So it's gone from speak truth to power to take the motherfuckers down.
Which is always a loving turn in a character. I enjoy that. Cool. So that's Jax. Our next character is going to be J5. And J5's trouble is it can't rain all the time, except it does. So J5 is sort of this perennially unlucky character, and whenever a situation doesn't seem like it could get any more worse or complicated, it kind of does for him. So good compels could be like the cops who were involved in a situation happens to be good friends with the cops who have a vendetta against J5. So anytime there's a situation, if it could potentially get just a little bit worse, we can offer him a fate point for it to get just a little bit worse. It's a pretty great trouble.
Which, by the way, is a dick move. Don't do it.
It's the opposite of a dick move. It is a...
It's story enhancing.
There we go. It's building good story. Tell us a little bit more about J5.
J5 is a simple man. He's all socks and sandals and all bluster, and he's the type of guy that will puff out his chest, but it probably doesn't mean much, unless the situation calls for it to mean something, and then he'll really get into it. But he's the tech guy, right? So he's all about data mining and knowing all the back ends and systems and things like that on the whatever this magic cyber internet is. That's what he's all about. I assume you're going to ask about a situation that is pertinent to him.
Yes. So
J5 was the one. So there's a person in this game that we were looking for quite a while because she was missing. Her name is Sigma. the picture we were given is of Natalie Dormer, and if you know me, I am instantly in love with Natalie Dormer. So, anyway, so we were looking for her for a while, and we found out where she was, and we fought through this building, and there was a big giant gunfight, and J5 walked into the room with her on the table and her head broken open and blood everywhere, and she was dead. And that really changed his outlook on things, because before it was sort of surreal, and it didn't really have a lot of substance until that time. And at least in my head, it was like, oh, okay, this is awful. This world has to change because this is terrible. So that's J5.
Cool. So our last hero is Sebastian Chrome, and Sebastian Chrome's trouble is a good guy in a bad world. He's just a decent human being in a world that is a cyberpunk dystopian future that chews people up and spits them out. So good compels for him would be in the middle of a job, he ran into a depressed janitor and had to talk him out of suicide and into helping out the team in a mission. And that complicated his life, and so we got a fate point for that.
Yeah.
Sebastian, tell us a little bit about Mr. Chrome.
Sebastian is the man of 1,000 faces. He specializes in getting into situations over his head, trying to help people, usually moving them from one place to another inconspicuously. This has been one hell of a roller coaster for Sebastian. He's left his apartment, he's left his old stomping grounds, he's with his friends, but now he lives in like a crappier underground version of the helicarrier, and
Yeah.
he's rescued this boy Vasily, who he's supposed to relocate, and he sees him every day now, and he sees Sigma on a table, and his friends come in with new problems and hurts, and he is so utterly convinced that he is the weak link and he is out of his league, and he wants Sigma back so that he can rest his mind a little bit, but in the meantime he is so mortified to stop the roller coaster. He's afraid of what might happen when that happens. So he's just putting on a brave face, and he's having a few too many shots right when he gets back from a mission, and he is just, no, we're good. Nope. Happy face. Absolutely. Let's do this. It's going to be fine. And inside he is just a little bit of a basket case right now, but he won't let down his friends. Not if he can help it. Not knowingly.
Awesome. Perfect. All right. That's our cast. So if in the course of play you have an idea for a compel, feel free to throw it in the chat here, and Rage will be kind of keeping track of that, and we'll bring it to my attention as he can. Last time there were some really great ones. Some I kind of missed as they went by, and we'll try and do a better job of paying attention this time. All right. So the other thing you can see, if you look at Rage's screen right now, I put all their other players' other aspects in the windows underneath their portraits. So Good Guy in a Bad World is Sebastian Chrome's, but some of his other ones are right here. And then Jax's are down here. And Lee's are over here. And J5's are over here. So and any of those aspects can be compelled. So if you come up with a cool thing about one of those, feel free to put it in there. And if it doesn't derail us awfully because of our kind of short span of time that we play, I'll try to work it in. Okay. So cyberpunk dystopian setting. When last we left our heroes, they were kind of they had put together the last pieces of what it would take to kind of bring Sigma back to life. They just needed this one last piece. So they've got a prosthetic body for her. They have her exocortex. They just need some biological material to take the place of the human brain that's missing. And they've got a lead on that. They also have a couple other loose ends that they could choose to pursue. There's a young street artist named Kova who is sort of following in Lee's footsteps, and she was inadvertently kind of swept up by a corporation because she went to see an art emplacement that Lee had done that turned out to be a distraction by someone else for a crime, and she got picked up related to that crime. Someone out there is making AR art that is poignant and important, and it's using a calling card of a lotus, which is typically Lee's calling card. And Lee's been to one of the sites of that installation and sort of looked around a little bit and discovered that there were people there who were pushing sort of free exocortexes for disadvantaged people. Exocortexes are advanced cybernetic technology that interface with the brain and lets you access like all the augmented reality and information very, very quickly. There's also a hacker out there named Alice Acidburn who has been kind of run into the players a couple of times. And 2 sessions ago, she got a whole bunch of really important information from one of the corporations, but it was also revealed that she was being piggybacked or stalked by an artificial intelligence. And she ran away with that data, kept being pursued by the artificial intelligence. Mm-hmm. There's a militant street operative named Bishop, who may have a thing for Jax and has been hunting some of the people that have been hunting the team, and recently asked for a meet to be set up so that she could deliver an exocortex she took from one of the people that was hunting them. So that's something we can do. Linda is a corporate IT worker that used to work with J5. She's currently, she's had a tough run of it. She is currently under surveillance by both the police and or at least a known figure related to J5, being pursued by a mercenary type person named Caldera. And then lastly, Caleb, who was Jax's contact, they recently found was dead. And I'm pretty sure that's where we stopped last time was with that scene. Did I miss anything, folks?
I think that's where we stopped, yeah.
I think that's it.
Okay. Well, then here we are. So we're going to pick up with the players in the hub. The hub is underneath a bar called Clock Tower 5. The hub was a seat of sort of techno anarchists who were working on various projects to try and change the world and unseat the government. Not the government, unseat the corporations. And it was slowly becoming defunct because the funding had dried up. But over the course of the last couple of sessions, the players have been funneling funds back into the hub. And so now the hub is sort of an active location again. There's people coming in and working on projects. There are work areas set aside for each of the characters where they're pursuing their various agendas. And little Teddy Dow, who's a kid with an exocortex, is living here more or less full time. So we're going to pick up there with the 4 characters in the middle of the hub. You have your various projects you've been working on, but you're kind of pausing to come together in the aftermath of Caleb's death to decide what your next step is going to be.
Before we start that up, I have a question.
Hit me.
All right. I will. I'm just kidding. Did we or did we not send out that video basically detailing all the corruption of the police and Caldera's involvement and all that stuff?
I gave it to a friend of mine, if I remember correctly, because we had the accurate but totally a hit piece on them.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah. And I think you also supplemented that a little bit with some of the information you got about the death of Vasily Dow. Did you include that or not? I don't recall.
Does anyone else want to jump in there?
I believe
I don't
so.
recall.
That's what I thought.
I think so. I think a lot of that came from our exocortexes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, we want all that to come out because we weren't really involved in the actual death. So
Just
Right.
been hiding the body.
this time.
Okay. So that information is away and is presumably doing something behind the scenes. Any other loose ends people want to remind me of?
There's nothing I can think of at the moment.
Okay. If
No.
something comes up, let me know. All right. So over to you guys. Kaode is upstairs in the bar. Soon is here working on his project area. Teddy Dow is here. Sigma's Exocortex is here in a holder in one of the working areas where Lee does her work. The prosthetic body is there and is all set up. You're almost there on that front. Let me know what you want to do.
I'll go. Okay. I would like to check on the status. Like, I want to see if there are any status changes for the policeman, and Caldera. Basically, I want to see if there are any actionable results, and if I can push those in any way.
Okay. The easiest place to check is they've been staking out Clock Tower 5 upstairs. So just a quick check-in with Soon and his drones that he uses to patrol the area reveals that they're no longer there, that their car has moved, and they're not immediately outside of the bar anymore.
That's good.
That's a start.
Yep. Kind of widening the search and hitting the net. You don't find anything immediately actionable, or any obvious sign that something's happening, but except you do find that that story is out there. Like, it has been released, it has hit the net, and people are starting to talk about it, but it looks like it's just beginning to gain some momentum.
Okay. Yeah, somebody else's turn.
I'd like to go meet Bishop, but I don't know that I want to do that by myself. And if anyone else has time to spare, I know that's probably what we're low on.
I'll go with you.
Thanks, Lee. I think I'm going to have her pick the spot. I think any spot I pick is a spot I've been to before. So I'm a little concerned about getting out of here without being seen, but at least going somewhere.
That sounds... Okay.
So send her a message to that effect.
Perfect. She comes back with a location, and she says, like a location and a time, and sends it over to you. It's a pretty straightforward, very short, brief message. There's no frills attached. It's location, date, time.
And business.
Definitely. Okay. So who's going to go to that meeting?
Me. Also Lee.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Then we will set that up. Okay. So you follow you show up at the location at the right time. Excuse me. And the location is an alleyway just on the edge of one of the darker districts in the Boss Wash Metroplex. It's not so far out in the dark sectors as to be completely lawless, but it's close enough to the edge that you're not going to find many law-abiding citizens here. It's in a section of the Boss Wash Metroplex that's almost always raining. There's a lot of condensation that happens, even though it's a superstructure and it's not actual rain. There's enough moisture in the air that you get rain-slicked streets occasionally. You scope out the area a little ways out first. You don't see anything out of the ordinary, and then you work your way in. And I'm just going to drag everybody over here. So you head into the alleyway, and it's quiet at first, and then you see like a flicker of a laser sight flicker across Lee's chest, and then go blank. And then a few minutes later, Bishop comes down from between two buildings. She's got a bag, like a duffel bag, in one hand, and the other hand is kind of tucked under her coat, like around her rib area. And she smiles as she starts crossing the distance towards you.
I'll meet her.
Ladies, thanks for coming out.
Thanks for the invitation and gesture at the bag. I hope that wasn't a hassle.
It was fine. No problem. Certainly nothing I couldn't handle. They're serious business, though, so she kind of tosses the bag onto the ground. So be careful. Watch your back.
You too. I owe you drinks when this is done.
Okay. I don't know enough about what you're into to help much, but you've got the attention of a lot of very dangerous people. Me doing this is not going to get Vendrin off your back. I'm not even sure it's going to slow them down.
Yeah. But I appreciate it anyway.
Is there someone in particular that is pursuing you that you'd like removed?
Ooh.
Oh, you're sweet. I mean, it's a tempting offer. I don't think any one person is going to solve this, and I really wouldn't get over it if I got you targeted in this.
If you leave me bored, I'm just going to find something to do.
Ooh, better or worse?
I mean, I really just want to, take you out on a regular date, but that's a little hard to pull off for me right now. So, I kind of felt tensely, like, help, I don't know how to start. Let me think about that. I don't want to get you on the wrong side of all of this.
Don't mistake me for someone who can't take care of myself.
Oh no, sorry. Wasn't implying that at all. Just.
And the faster these motherfuckers end up dead, the sooner we get to that date.
Okay, that's a tempting reason too. Yeah, goodness. They're like, guys, do we want anyone assassinated?
I mean, I got some ideas.
Seems sort of drastic. Yeah.
I'll think it over and let you know. I really appreciate the offer.
She nods and says, the more time you spend trying to keep me separate, the more time you waste from resolving it. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
And then she gets this sort of distant look and cocks her head to the side and then looks back down and says, there's a car coming. You're going to want to clear out, I think.
Okay. I'm going to lean in and give her a really quick kiss and then leave.
No.
So
I'm sorry. She is the hottest and scariest lady I know.
I love it.
this is going to sound funny, but go ahead and roll quick for me.
Oh, goodness. She's going to have me beat whatever I do, I'm sure. Especially with that. I'm all nervous.
Cool. She succeeds with style. So, so you dart in, and like her initial instinct is to kind of go into a fighting stance, and
Right.
her hand actually kind of comes up and catches you by the throat, and the hand inside her jacket comes up with a pistol, and then she like catches you, and then kind of realizes what your intention was, and then leans forward to kiss you, and then puts the gun away, kind of embarrassedly, and turns and walks away.
Super hot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say,
She's so
Jax, you
cool.
would be the hottest and scariest lady we know.
And then a car pulls into the end of the alleyway.
Yes, we'll go.
Okay.
Wait. I'm gonna try to zoom in on the license plate.
Just go. We'll look at it later.
Okay.
Right. I just have to get video so I can look at it later.
So if you do that, there's a really good chance that they're going to see you, and you're going to have to evade them. But that sounds like an excellent curiosity killed the cat compel to me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I will offer you a fate point to linger long enough to figure out who these people are. Or you can pay me a fate point and you can get the heck out of Dodge.
Can I pay you a fate point?
I mean, I just want some little video, so it's just, it's just going to be a glance over my shoulder. It can't be that bad, right?
How bad could it be? What could go
Right.
wrong?
I'm not.
can't
I'm not
rain all the
K5,
time.
right? So
Except it
yeah.
does.
Okay, so you linger just long enough to get video, and you get the tags on the car, and you get a good look at the drivers. But the drivers also get a pretty good look at you, and it's the detectives Costas and Fontaine, and they see you, and then they start accelerating like down the alleyway towards you, and they're rolling down the windows of the car as they go, and Fontaine or I guess Costas, his weapons implants come online, and he draws his pistol.
Okay, well, I'm definitely recording that because that is
Due process.
exactly.
Get in the van, Jax.
Yes, I'm in the van, and we are going. But also, I'm recording.
Before you go, I'm going to quickly point out that Bishop did offer to take some people out.
Yes, they're working their way up the list.
That's it. All right, I'm done.
Cool. All right, so they're coming towards you. You guys are going to try to get the heck out of Dodge. We're going to start with, let's see. We're going to see if you can. We're going to do a contest, which means we're going to take turns rolling, and the first person who gets to 3 successes is going to be successful. If I get to 3 successes, they run you off the road and trigger a fight. And if you're successful, you evade them in the Boss Wash Metroplex. So I'm going to go here and
Get run off the road, we get in a fight, and Bishop murders them. And then we go on a date.
Perfect.
Nate, I think you're having an echo. Can you plug your headphones back in?
Clicky.
Thank you.
All right. So do this. Okay. So this will be their success bar, and that'll be yours. So we're going to do a series of exchanges. If I succeed, I get a click towards success. If I succeed with style, I get 2. If you succeed, you get 1 towards success. And if you succeed with style, you get 2. So the initial scene is you are piling into the van as they're whipping through the alleyways in their car. So they're going to try and quickly cover the distance before you can get gone. And sounds like the two of you, how are you going to try and get out of there? Are you relying more on speed or what?
What do you think, Lee?
Going to hit the van in reverse.
There you go. All right. And is your intention to ram into them, or is it to avoid them?
I'm going to try and just go past them, but if I happen to do it so they think I'm going to ram into them, then I don't mind.
Right. That sounds sneaky or clever to me. Which do you want to roll? Clever? Okay.
That's a good move. I like that. Ooh.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. All right. So you end up with a 5. I've got a 3. So you are more clever than they are quick. So you end up sort of whipping the car around them, and they actually swerve because they think they're going to get hit. And so their car sort of careens to the side, hits the wall of the alleyway, shoots out sparks, and then kind of fishtails into the street as you're whipping your way down another alleyway to try and get out of the way. So the first round goes to you. Ooh. What do you try to do next?
I think I'll probably get to an area I probably know best, so that I can try and lose them within there.
Okay. So that sounds like careful to me, like you're trying to find, or clever. Careful or clever?
Clever.
Okay.
This is the anything but careful group, isn't that? Anything but sneaky, yeah.
We're not so good at the careful.
So what now?
Exactly.
All right. So they're going to switch over to forceful. So what they're doing is, so you're trying to maneuver to a place where you know the lay of the land better, and they broadcast a command to pull over, and they put a light on the top of their car, and Costas leans out the side of the car and opens fire at you.
You didn't give us time to
I'm
pull
editing
up.
all this video. There's going to be a follow-up piece.
Yeah. Man, I am not doing so hot here. So you actually succeed with
Well
style.
done, Lee.
So they fire at you a few times, and you kind of skid out of their line of sight into a busy expressway, where you know all the twists and turns. And then he kind of puts up the gun with a curse as a big tractor-trailer truck goes between you and them. And when it passes, you found this other alleyway to cut into that's not real obvious, and they just blow by it as you're disappearing into the alleyway.
Nice.
Boom.
Okay, so Lee is the driver. Now we know that.
Yeah, I guess, huh?
Not too shabby.
My van.
I owe you a drink too, Lee.
All right. So while they're on a daring race through the streets, what are the boys up to?
I'm gonna let Sebastian go because he hasn't said much. No pressure, buddy. And he froze and is dead.
Well, let's see. So, for starters, Sebastian is going to bring the takeout back down through the bar and into our hub. And he'll wander over and see what you're up to. And he will check to make sure that Teddy has everything he needs, and then he will start feeling guilty.
So,
What
Teddy-
was the... I'm sorry, go on.
okay, Teddy seems like he's doing okay. He thanks you for checking on him, and he keeps kind of slowly inching his way over to where Lee's workstation is. He keeps looking at Sigma's body and Exocortex, and says, "Who is that, Sebastian?"
Oh,
Is
that is a good friend of ours. Her name is Sigma, and she's sort of in an in-between place right now. You understand? He gestures vaguely. We're still collecting all the bits, sort of like a puzzle. Sort of like a puzzle, an extremely complex human-shaped one. Oh, she was my teacher in many ways, and the others as well.
What did she teach you?
Oh, how to breathe, mostly. How to breathe when you thought you couldn't draw another breath, and all that implies. Anything your imagination can come up with, she was the one to be there and say, all right, now, air goes in and then out, no matter what. Just keep breathing, whether we were engaged in illicit activities or dangerous ones, or if we had to be patient for days on end. Sigma was there to guide us and keep us in the sanity, you know? And she taught us a great many things over the years. And now she's in that halfway place between life and death, and we're trying to guide her back. She's an amazing lady. I confess, unfortunately, that my friends are more inclined towards putting her back together into one piece. Technology was never my strong suit. But
Sounds like you knew her really well, and maybe they're going to put her together, but it sounds like you talk for her.
oh well, I speak for everyone. It's my mother always despaired of me ever keeping my mouth shut. I'm afraid I just sort of keep babbling, gets me into trouble and out of it. You know. I do try to speak for Sigma. If she could speak, she would say everything was going to be all right, and to stop worrying so much, Sebastian. And if you bring Indian food into this enclosed space one more time, I will beat you to death with your own severed limbs, is what she would say. However, there's nothing much she can do about it, and I love Indian food. So, when she comes back, we can talk, I suppose.
I feel like I know her. Did I ever meet her?
Oh, I don't think so. Perhaps in passing on the street somewhere. Of course, one never accounts for such things, but no, I feel like, no, you'd know. You'd know if you'd met Sigma. It's sort of like meeting a celebrity, except, one of those celebrities you only know in passing, like, What was that show? It was an antique before your time, before my time. Crabs versus man or something, I don't remember. It was up in one of the Arctic oceans, back when we still had crabs. And you would pass one of those pilots and say, "Oh, that pilot of that ship, I know him, I've seen him somewhere before." You would know it with Sigma, it was the same. You feel like you know her, though, that's odd. I suppose if one spends enough time with a body in a room, then you feel like you get to know them. Must be very difficult for morgues.
I don't know. I've never been to a morgue.
Oh, no, dreadful places. Do you know they tend to eat supper with the bodies in the room just to get used to them?
Kind of like you're eating with her body in the room?
Oh, it's quite different, I assure you.
Okay.
I hadn't thought of that way. Well, she's just a You've given me something to think about, haven't you?
I don't know.
You're very clever.
You do okay, too.
Well, you don't get to be bald and fat in this day and age unless you're clever.
He nods like that's real wisdom. And and kind of wanders off to go look at Soon's drones.
Real man of genius.
Nice. All right. What are you up to, J5?
Something coherent, please.
I am trying to stealthily monitor activity around Linda. Basically, I don't want her touched by anything. So,
Okay.
You know, if I know about something that happens, then I can try to prevent it, or
Okay.
at least tell her to get out of Dodge.
That sounds like you're being pretty careful.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and roll careful for me?
Stupid careful.
One of us should learn how to.
I'm careful.
Hey, look at that.
How is that even possible?
I don't even know.
Hacks.
What? Look at that. Yeah, that's a hell of a roll, man. All right, so you succeed with style. So what I will do is I'll create an aspect over here.
I was
That's
so careful
called
this one time.
Linda is protected,
Beautiful.
and I will put 2 free invokes on that.
Awesome.
So that's not a guarantee that nothing's going to happen, but if something does happen, you'll get a roll, and you'll have some free invokes to throw at it if you so desire.
Right.
Okay. So you set up some surveillance around her, and you notice that she is under surveillance. So like your surveillance picks up their surveillance, and it looks like she's being observed by at least 2 different groups. There's Nakatomi has its own internal security that's keeping tabs on her, and there's an additional sort of security network in place that's keeping tabs on her as well. That's separate from Nakatomi, but sort of piggybacking off of it.
Right, okay.
Very good. It's at that point that Jax and Lee return, and they have the Vendrin's Exocortex with them.
Any trouble?
Nothing Lee couldn't handle. With grace and aplomb, as usual. Here. You mean like a bag with a brain in it?
You bring me such the nicest things. I go looking for the cooler.
Nice. You find one.
Gross, 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 gross.
There's an entire area of the hub around Lee's area, and the one that you have Sigma set up in that's meant for working on exocortexes like this. So you find a cooler that's very easy to kind of dump the whole thing right into and preserve it.
Yikes.
So what were we doing with this thing again?
This is the remind me who this is. These are
Vendrin.
some of the guys that are after us, right?
Yep. This was the group that was one girl and 2 like walking slabs of muscle.
Right.
And the implication was that there were lots of slabs of muscle, and this girl was kind of the coordinating hub for them. and they were hunting for Sebastian Chrome around Sebastian Chrome's home.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh yeah. Remember my apartment and how mostly clean it was?
I don't think that apartment was ever clean. But
Teddy says it was kind of clean. Like
It was kind of clean. Clean adjacent.
all right. So why do we have a brain?
Because that's Bishop's idea of flowers, and it's actually way more useful than flowers. So, I don't know, can you pull something off of it?
Oh, you want me to... Okay. All right. Yeah. Leah will have to help me with that, I think. But, yeah, I think we can do that. Do you want to do that now, or do you want to focus on something else?
You could hook that up.
all right. So the two of you get that set up, and you set about preparing to break into it. What you find very quickly is that this Exocortex is a military grade Exocortex, so it's a step up from what the typical run-of-the-mill consumer Exocortex would do, and it's more advanced than the typical Exocortex. But if you were looking like an evolutionary chart of Exocortexes, they would be the commercial one, this one, and then yours. So it's almost like a cheap knockoff of yours, or a military spec upgrade from the regular one.
Huh.
But it's meant for coordinating targets, coordinating fire, coordinating troop movements, sharing intel in the moment. It's a tactical Exocortex. You get a bunch of information from it about its target, and its target is indeed Sebastian Chrome. And there's a bounty on Sebastian Chrome's head that was placed there by a number of different corporations. Like he's got like 3 or 4 mid-level corporations that have a price on his head, and Vendron has bought up the opportunity to collect on that. So they're looking for him pretty hard. The contracts came from a orbital location, so it was not a Earth-based corporation that was putting the hit out there. It actually came from somewhere in orbit, Atalanta Gold or one of the other satellites.
No one wants you dead.
What did you do?
Well, I think a shorter question might be, what didn't I do? How much is the bounty for? Even I'm tempted, to be honest with you.
Let's turn myself in.
It's good money. It's not or it's not the person who killed Vasily Dow money, but it's decent money. I mean, it's a retirement fund.
Okay, listen. Now, before anybody gets any ideas, it's not worth it. I'm your friend. Well, that's horrifying. Sebastian's face starts to shift just a little bit, like out of habit, and just going through a bunch of different motions. That just made. Keep thinking
Calm
that
yourself,
also.
Sebastian. You're creeping me out.
Oh, I'm sorry. It goes back to him, his regular balding self. An ulcer just took a bite out of my stomach. That's well.
You think it might be possible to, using this Exocortex, break into their communications network and possibly get more information, or disrupt their communications, or spy on their communications, if that's something you're interested in. So this is sort of a key to the rest of their network.
That's great. I think we should do that. That sounds very valuable.
Yes, please do that.
Just have an in on so we can get data from them at all times. That'd be pretty good. However, thinking about it, we need to set it up in a way. That I remember that I have an accent, and then
Guy.
yeah. So we need to set it up in such a way that they can't come back in on us. You know what I mean? I think we could probably arrange that. We need to put it on the list. What is our priority right now?
Oh, if we could have Sigma back, I think I might ever actually sleep again. But
I send you a text message.
oh no.
What about the kid?
Yeah, you get the impression he's read that text message
And just not responding. All right. got
and
it.
is not responding.
Leaving you on red. What the hell?
It's fine. I didn't ask for a read receipt, so we're good.
You get some bubbles a few times and then nothing.
A poop emoji.
Yeah, that's it.
Nice.
Oh, what about the kid? We were going to take him somewhere, weren't we? Oh,
Well,
jeez.
you had an exit sort of prepared through Waldemar Argo, and what you kind of told him to stand down because he's having to operate through a like a bike gang called the Orphans,
Right.
who are
That's right.
heavily patrolling that area. And he's like, if you take care of them or lend me some muscle, I can move forward. But otherwise, we're kind of stuck.
Is this the alligator guy?
The alligator guy, she says. Yes, it's the alligator guy. And he's not the best, but he is safe adjacent in the way that my apartment was clean adjacent. Sebastian looks lost. Like this was his job, but it has gotten so deep now that this is no longer carrying somebody from one end of the Metroplex to another. This is
Okay. Well, on seeing that, I sort of push in and be like, okay, we need to decide as soon as possible what our priority is.
I think it's going to be brain, right? Everything's going to get slightly easier once we get Sigma,
I think that's
or
true.
at least
Hopefully.
not be as pressed for time.
Yeah. Right. All right. All right. So how do we do that?
So we know that they're doing amazing cloning that they're lying about. Alice owes us a bunch of information. Not that I really want to meet with her, not that I trust any electronic communication we have with her these days. But she owes us some of the information we didn't get from
Right.
which corporation was that we were breaking into at the time?
Leandri.
Thank
Right.
you.
So you're gonna
Plan?
go- That's just what I was going to ask.
What was the question?
Plan.
So, I mean, I can send Alice a note and ask her for a meetup if we trust that she's not going to bring an AI with her.
Well, so I guess we need to figure the goal of the meeting needs to be we need to figure out if there's a functional blank brain, which sounds horrible, that we can use, right? That's the goal. Question marks
Yes.
to all. All right.
Yes.
So I'm gonna. I think some of the information you got from the hacking device you planted in the Leandri mainframe
Right?
was the location of some R&D sites that were sort of black sites for
Oh,
Joni
that's right.
Avison.
That's right.
Thank you.
You're pretty sure has the information that or has as close as you're going to get to the technology you're looking for.
We're so awesome. We forgot how awesome we were.
Right.
It happens to me all the time. Going to Alice, the information that Alice has is super valuable and would definitely help the process because she has like all of the core Project Jeanette information. But the physical stuff that you need, you know where it is, at least for now. You know that it's being scrubbed over time, and you've got some access codes for the site.
Let's do that.
Yeah, that sounds
I
like a
agree.
plan.
Let's get an actual brain.
Okay. Yeah, this was the information you got from Joni Avison's off-site mainframe. All right. So you set about planning the job to get into the black R&D site. The way we've been doing jobs in general is we assume that you have done legwork and that you have a plan, and that plan is going to work up to the point where it doesn't work.
Right.
The information you have about the black site is that it is a couple of floors in a much larger superstructure, that there is a a sort of lobby area, and then you go past the lobby area, and in there, according to your information, is where the labs are. You have some access codes to get in. The site is listed as defunct right now, and it's scheduled to be cleaned in the near future. So you're not expecting there to be a lot of on-site security, but at any time that cleaning crew could come in and take care of it. What sort of approach do you want to take to gain access?
Okay, I would say given the time is of the essence, we may want to just barge in and get the place and get out. Get the thing and get out as fast as possible.
Yeah.
We gotta hope that their response... I don't know if I can check their response time, but like we gotta hope that their response time is very low because it's a defunct place. However, if the things that are there are that valuable, they're probably actually very well guarded. Now that I think about it.
We've got access codes, so we can, legitimately walk through the front door or whatever. So what if we're the cleaning team? We take one scientist with us, or someone in a lab coat, and the rest of us cart stuff out because that's our literal job, and everyone knows the site's being shut down.
That's a great idea. I'm going to immediately start looking for images of what a cleaning team looks like, because Rage Mage doesn't actually know.
So in this site, or in this case, what a cleaning team would be is just a group of Leandri employees who are there to try and cart out anything of value there, to package it up and move it out. So looking like either in Leandri uniforms or just looking like pseudo-professional people would probably do the job.
Okay.
All right. So that's the plan. I like it.
Who wants to be the scientist overseeing it all? I'm kind of looking at Sebastian as I say it.
Oh, I can play a scientist. Absolutely. Delightful, yes. Electrodes. Potassium. I'm on it.
Pax Morbiscum.
I have some reading to do. Yes, let me go prepare for that. He seems grateful.
Nice.
Grateful for the escape.
So you're going to prepare a sort of scientist type role for this?
Yes.
All right. Very good.
Fancy looking.
So you prepare, and you head to the location. Yeah, getting there is no problem. The megastructure looks like it's towards the top of this megastructure. It's high-end office space and development R&D spaces. And then towards the bottom, it's a lot more sort of industrial stuff. The first 10 or 15 floors are sealed, so you can't get into them from the outside. You actually have to take an external or a just inside the lobby area elevator up to the floors that Leandri has claimed. There's no signage. There's no indication that this is the Leandri headquarters or site. It could be blank office space from all you can tell from the outside. But you make your way up, and no one accosts you, and there's no security to speak of until you get to the actual lobby.
We have dollies and boxes and things.
Absolutely.
Coolers.
Boom. So you come to the lobby, and once the door opens, well, the door to the lobby is locked, but opens with your access code, and it opens up to this huge sweeping lobby. Most of it is in AR, so there's a cool sight of the city through the windows. Looks like there's this vaulting ceiling, and you're on a balcony overlooking several floors down. But all of that's AR, and in reality, it's a pretty drab-looking lobby area. However, as you open the door to get in, you do see a couple of guards who are walking sort of nonchalantly through the area, and then they kind of snap to official pose as the door opens and the two of you come in, or the four of you come in. They're wearing Leandri uniforms and are armed, and they're on a scale of 1 to 10, they're probably a 4 on the professional level. So they don't cover each other very well. They just kind of meander over in your direction, give you a once over, and one of them says, "We weren't expecting anyone here."
I point at Sebastian.
Well, yes. Naturally. Are you told everything that goes on above you, you think? No, your job is to react. You're reacting. You're doing what you're being paid to do. Now, we have slightly more important things to do than ask trivial questions, if you'll excuse us, please. I'm sorry, I'm getting into the...
I'm just going to have to see a work order or something before we let you through.
Yes, of course. You're only doing your jobs.
I try to give them the, like, I'm so sorry, my boss is an asshole. Look, we understand each other.
They one in the back kind of nods at you, and the other one just kind of looks at you and then looks back at Chrome.
I whip out whatever it is we've prepared.
Perfect. So whoever prepared that, go ahead and roll a careful for me.
Roll high.
And forgery is on Lee. Or
Probably be me.
Bastion.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
Son of a bitch!
I guess I'll roll now?
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I'm scared. I should have been scared.
Son of a bitch! This is a grocery list!
So at this point, you're failing by,
A lot.
by a lot. Do you?
I'm gonna spend a fate point to re-roll.
Okay. What aspect are you going to invoke?
Rogue Corp IT expert.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
You know what this guy's looking for. You put this together well.
Yeah.
It's going to work.
Yeah. Yeah. See.
That's a lot closer.
Yeah, and because we have the key, I'm spending another point.
Okay. Yep. So you have a ridiculous amount of information in the exocortexes, and you've been only beginning to kind of scratch the surface of what's in there. But you have the key, and so you're able to use that to fine-tune your approach here. And that puts you at a 5. So now we're tying. So you can succeed at a minor cost. And I'm going to say that minor cost is that... let's see. You succeed, but this enough of a suspicion has been raised that one of these guys is going to walk with you throughout the process here.
Okay. I'm okay with that because we have attractive ladies.
Can I have given him a hand?
Can you have given him a hand? Yes, you can. So what I'll do there is I will say you. How are you doing this? Like you gave him a hand in advance with your technological know-how?
Yeah.
Okay.
I noticed all the little details about the design of the information we're supposed to be handing over and give those little tweaks to make it particularly believable.
Yeah, that box is 2 pixels off to the left, which we've all dealt with,
Yeah.
I think.
I dig it. All right, so I will have you roll. Let's see, clever. No, I'm gonna go with careful again. Careful difficulty of 3, and if you succeed, then there will be no consequence here. Okay.
It's a 3.
There you go.
So you tied the difficulty. So let's see. What am I going to do here? So you succeed, but you can't help yourself but to put a little sort of flag in the information. Something clever and cutesy in the order that kind of leaves your mark on it. What do you think that looks like?
Somewhere in the Leandri logo, there's a lotus hidden.
Okay. Cool. So you do that, and okay, so you succeed, and there's no consequences. And I will offer you a fate point that, because you just couldn't help yourself to put that in there, it gets noticed by someone. It won't immediately impact this encounter or this situation, but it might have a bigger impact overall. You want another fate point?
Do it.
Yes.
Do it. Do
Good.
it.
Very good.
Oh.
All right, take a fate point. So they look over the order and they nod and they hand it back to you. They log a copy of the order on their pad and hand it back, and then they kind of move out of your way and gesture for you to continue on. You move past them, and you come to a more sort of industrial hallway, sort of behind the scenes. And you follow that through another locked door that you have the key code for. And as you guys are walking through that area, you hear gunfire coming from the lobby you just left. It's a short sort of coughing burst, and then complete silence.
Run now. Get to the place. Get the thing. We gotta leave.
Yep, haul ass.
Okay, so you start hauling ass. You get through this hallway no problem, and you find the tunnel that leads to the actual development area. And as you are crossing through there,
No, James. No. No. No, James. No. It's a bad James.
God
So-
damn it.
so you're walking through this like it's probably not glass, but it looks like glass hallway between two buildings, hustling along, running from the sounds of gunfire behind you, and a state-of-the-art attack helicopter kind of swoops down between the two buildings. In AR, it's projecting an AR that makes it look like little more than a shimmer against the background, and as it kind of comes closer to you, your exocortexes start picking up like intense electronic countermeasures bombardment, and starts like, it's not quite enough to affect your exocortexes, but all of your like traditional tech on you starts to like fritz out and refuse to work. It swoops by through once, and then kind of comes to a banks and comes to a halt, and then sort of rotates in the air as you're hurrying across the walkway.
Hurry faster.
This is awful.
So I'm gonna unlock the next section of the map here. Oops.
Which of our many choices of people who want us dead do we think this is?
It's got to be
Does it?
Atlas.
It's gotta be Atlas.
They are the most likely. All right. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to enter into a conflict round here, and you guys like step into the walkway here, and you see the attack helicopter. It identifies you and spins back around for the attack run, and it starts by opening fire. It has a chain gun that's attached to the nose, and it blasts a section of the walkway with fire. The bullets crack whatever passes for glass on the outside of it, punch holes in it, and punch out the other side. And people on the street below start screaming and running for cover. And it just kind of banks to the side and tries to get an angle into the room that you're in, but can't quite do it. It does, however, attempt to create the aspect of unstable walkway. And it does so with style.
It'd be great if it didn't do that.
It would be a different game if it didn't do that.
Yeah, I suppose.
All right, so I'm going to put that. So you have to pull one of these over real quick. Boop. And I'll put the aspect in there.
Attack helicopter, James? Come on.
I've been too soft on you. You have too many fate points. Let's fucking go.
I don't have a lot. I have one.
I'm
It's
gonna
too many,
play a
apparently.
cleric next.
All right, so I have an unstable walkway, and I succeeded with style, so I got 2 free invokes on it. 1 and 2. So I'm going to pass that off to. Let's see. Let's see what J5 does with that. Your turn, J5.
We're in cover, right?
You are in cover right now.
I'm gonna immediately try to shut down the helicopter.
Okay.
Just shut it down. Whatever way
Bless
I can.
you.
All right, so you're going to try and hack their system?
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. That sounds
Forceful.
pretty forceful to me. So you just start bombarding their electronic countermeasures with your own electronics noise, trying to get some sort of edge in there.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Boom. No? There it goes. 4.
Very good. So it's going to use its electronic countermeasures here to stop that. All right. So the way I'm going to handle that is you have succeeded in attacking its electronic systems. And I'm going to take a stress box to represent that your progress is towards taking down the helicopter has begun.
Okay.
Let me find that. Use this right here.
If I have the actions, I would like
Yep.
to toss a gun. I assume Jax has her own gun already. But I would like to toss a gun to Sebastian and be like, and just say really quickly, watch where we came from. I'm working on the helicopter.
Nice. All right. Now you're going to have Sebastian go next.
Yes.
Okay. All right, you're up, Sebastian. What's your action going to be?
Sebastian tosses the gun to Lee and says, "Watch where we came from. I'm working on the helicopter." And he's going to grab.
Guns.
Huh? Neither can I. I
Literally my hands.
I hang on to the gun then. All right. Watch the door, please. I'll just be a moment. I grab the fire extinguisher off the wall.
Oh, nice.
Bash the handle twice into the stainless steel of the wall, and then pitch it into the shattered glass walkway, and hopefully the ensuing fog will give us some cover.
That's really clever.
Smart.
Go ahead and roll clever against a difficulty of 3, please.
What'd I roll?
A 2.
You rolled a 2.
Balls!
I believe
So it's-
in you, buddy.
Not quite enough. Do you want to spend a fate point to turn that around?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So I
Then-
roll again.
You can either roll again or you can take a +2. If you
take a-
take a +2, yeah, you're going to succeed. If you roll, there's a chance you'll succeed with style. It's about how lucky you feel.
I don't feel lucky. Not at all, since the attack helicopter showed up. So I will go ahead and just take the 4 and get on with my goddamn day.
That's pretty legit. Okay, so I added a fog cover aspect. You spin out the, smash the fire extinguisher against the wall. You toss it out there. It explodes in gas and foam, creating pretty good cover over the area. Very nice. So let's see. You've gone. J5 has gone, and Sebastian Chrome has gone. Boom. All right. Who goes next?
Lee, you're next. We'll save the Terminator for last.
All right, Lee, what's up?
So we've got the attack helicopter on us. We've got a little bit of cover, and where are we trying to get right now?
Cross that goddamn walkway.
Yep. You're trying to get across the walkway to the control room on the other side.
Not as good when things start shooting. Oh.
Can I make
How
suggestions?
far off is that helicopter?
How what? I'm sorry?
Far off from us.
It's a ways back. It's probably 50 or 60 meters. Pretty close for a helicopter, but pretty far away for a person.
Can I take the time to look at the bridge and determine if there is a more structurally sound section than another?
Yeah. So what we call that? Sorry, I talked over you. What was that?
To pick apart the best path to try and get across.
Absolutely. So the way we'll do that is an overcome action using clever or careful. And the more successful you are, the more free invokes off of Unstable Walkway I'll lose. And then when that goes away, you'll have picked the perfect path, and it will be perfectly stable for people. So go ahead and roll that. Very good. So I'm going to say that was a difficulty of 3. You've succeeded. I'm going to spend one of my invokes off Unstable Walkway to resist that.
No.
That'll put us at 5 and 5. You can get rid of the other one, but at the minor cost of you, in looking, get a little bit too close to the edge, and some flying shrapnel from the chain gun catches you, and you take a minor consequence is probably too much. We would fill your 3 stress box.
Okay.
All right. So you find the 3 stress, or you fill your 3 stress box, and you pick out and plot exactly the best path through that. That's going to be safe for everybody.
And I'm gonna wave everyone on and start leading the way across that path.
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to move you into that area. Cool. All right. Lee has gone. So I think, Jax, you're up.
Okay, I want to follow Lee's mapped out path and be the first through the next door, and I want to do it forcefully.
Chink. So you're going to go here, and then you're going to go all the way through to the other side?
That's my plan. Get the door open so everyone else can hurry through the whole helicopter hell thing.
Cool.
That's some bullshit.
Absolutely. All right, so you push your way through to the other side and smash open the door on the far side, and you find yourself in a control room. There are a bunch of monitors everywhere. There's a bunch of various workstations, and it looks like everything is shut down and sort of covered up right now. There's nobody in here. It's more or less abandoned. In fact, even the lights are off. It's kind of dark. But you don't see anyone.
I don't trust that I don't see anyone.
Yep. The things you can do in here is you can sort of power the whole thing up again and start get the monitors running and get more information. There's also a hallway that leads on beyond this that leads to a much bigger room down and beyond.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the power button,
Okay,
and I'll do that for other people.
that sounds good. The power starts flickering on. Some of the monitors in AR start flickering to life and turning on. Okay. Let me add a turn here.
Is there anyone left to go after us in this round?
There is.
Shame.
The correct answer was no. There isn't.
No, you guys are fine. All right. So you heard the gunfire from before, and one of the uniformed Leandri security guards comes tearing into the room behind you, slamming through the door. He looks like he's been wounded, and he's got a bloody slash across his back and shoulder. And you hear gunfire again, and rounds punch through him, kind of making mincemeat of his upper torso, and he falls to the ground dead. And behind him, you see 3 armed security guards that are wearing that black armor that you remember from the first job, sort of faceless security force that pursued you throughout your debut adventure. So one of them shoots him, and then 2 of them move into the room, and they open fire. One of them is going to try to take a shot at Sebastian Chrome, and one at J5. How do you guys defend yourselves from the oncoming shotgun fire?
Huh.
That's a fine question, sir.
I asked the good ones.
I guess I would try to dive into the foggy area.
That sounds great. That sounds quick. Real quick.
Heroically and all rolly like. I don't do it.
So the faceless security operator opens fire, and you throw yourself sort of out of the way into the foggy mess. Do you want to use the free invoke on fog cover to increase your roll
Will it help
or
me?
other fate points? You could re-roll, and you could roll better, or you could get a +2, and instead of a 3 shift hit, you would take a 1 shift hit.
I'll do that latter option.
Okay, so you use the fog cover. Boop. The fog cover still exists, but you have no more free invokes on it. Your 1 becomes a 3. Yeah, 3. And you fill your 1 stress box instead of your 3 stress box.
Okay.
So you don't. Your character is not like damaged, but you've taken some stress, which indicates you're closer to taking damage.
Right.
Okay. And Sebastian, how do you protect yourself?
I hit the deck. I mean,
All
he's
right.
not even. It's like, oh, shotguns. Just hits the floor.
That's why I gave you the gun.
That also sounds quick. So
There's a lot. There's a helicopter. There's a fire extinguisher. People are running. He hasn't peed, okay? He's doing all right.
I did
Oh,
not
that's
roll
hilarious.
as well there.
Excellent.
Oh, actually, that's actually a 3. So I rolled a 3.
Oh boy. So what am I doing?
You're rolling quick to see if you can avoid hit the ground fast enough.
Ooh, it's a tie.
It's a tie. So in a tie, you do not take any damage, but I get a boost. So I'm going to give myself the boost of let's see, halt or I'll shoot, which is funny because they already shot.
Halt or I'll keep shooting.
Right. Excellent. All right. They have all gone now. So, let's see. Who do we want to have go next here? I'm going to go ahead and choose that the helicopter goes next.
Stupid helicopter.
Yeah. And it looks like right now Lee is the only one who is out in the open.
I'm probably in there too. I just dove in there, right?
Oh, that's true.
So, I mean, just
All
trying to be
right.
fair.
In that case, I will use my other power. And so the chain gun is like constantly firing. It's
Yay.
not accurate enough that it can easily hit anyone. There's got to be a concentrated effort to hit someone, but it's doing some massive damage to the area. And then it fires some micro munitions. So there's little flashes of light along the sides of it and trails of smoke, and then explosions that fill the entire walkway.
This got really bad.
Yeah, it got bad quick. The micro munitions streak out and start to explode. So everyone who's in the walkway, that's the 2 of you, can defend against the micro munitions. I rolled a 3. How do you protect yourself from the oncoming onslaught of mini missiles?
Fucking pray to the gods.
You don't. You just don't.
Well,
Well, since it's since this thing is trashed already, right?
oh yeah,
Um,
totally.
I try to like rip up a piece of steel and like a piece of like steel or whatever that's big enough to cover me and just sort of hide under it.
That sounds very forceful. Do it. Nice. So you grab up like a chunk of metal as the explosions go, and they sort of wash over and around you, and you do that thing where you're hiding behind it and screaming as the fire wraps around you.
Yeah, exactly.
But when the fire recedes, you're okay, surprisingly.
You burned my fucking sandals, assholes!
How about you, Lee?
Are they just kind of spraying the area, or are
Yeah.
they being okay?
Yep.
I'm kind of gonna grab onto the railing and like kind of try and hop the side. I'm hanging off, but I'm gonna try and use the edge of it for cover.
Nice. I like it.
Oh my god.
Let's see. That's daring, but that's not really an approach. So Let's see, it's not careful.
Flashy?
It could be flashy. I would say flashy or quick. It's hard to say that's careful. It's an argument for clever. So I'm going to go with quick or flashy.
Go with flashy.
Sounds good. Roll it up. Okay, so you got a 1 against my 3. So as it stands right now, you'd be taking a 2 shift hit. Do you want to spend any fate points to adjust that?
Yeah, I'll spend some fate points.
Okay. What do you want to invoke?
I'm going to. I'm going to use MacGyver that real quick.
Nice. So you're quick thinking and using the structure of the building to your advantage, and manage to get it so that you are mostly undercover. So that brings you up to a 3, which is a tie, which means you take no damage, but I get a boost. I'm going to call that boost Concentrated Fire. Cool. All right. So you do this sort of epic vaulting thing where you grab the edge of the railing, leap over it, and fall down, so the explosions just kind of roar over the top of your head, and you emerge unscathed. Excellent. All right. So that was the attack helicopter. I think the attack helicopter is going to hand it off to Jax. What are you going to do, Jax?
Help us.
That's a good question. What am I going to do?
So
firing up in...
Yeah, so
Go
the
ahead.
computers are all kind of turning on around you. You're starting to see like reports of various other pieces of equipment that are linked up to these. You see, at a quick glance, you see a section that seems to be some biological readouts. You see a section that looks to be some manufacturing readouts. You see a section that looks to be a testing protocol for some sort of complex machinery. And you see a communication suite that's currently offline. But it looks like something is that the communication suite is going online as you're watching. It's starting to load up.
Is there security anything, or is that under communications?
Yep, there's a security console as well. It's coming online. You're seeing sort of views of other rooms inside the building, and you're getting a bunch of alerts, like a breach in the front corridor, breach in the access way, and a sort of a yes/no panel where it's, do you want to contact Leandri security, or do you want to contact municipal security, or ignore?
Sorry, I was is there any sort of like countermeasure security in this building?
Of course there is,
Not-
player.
Well, I'm going to say that there is a button that, or a system that looks like it would start a sort of internal purge, like it would destroy a bunch of the files and computer systems, sort of like burn in case of discovery sort of thing. And there's a button that would allow you to sort of lock down, like cause fire doors to lock down in place at various access points. So between any of these scenes, you could probably do that. I think that's it for countermeasures.
And Sebastian is still in the room, so I will not be locking things down.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome, team player. Guns not maybe good against a helicopter. I'm sorry. I'm going to. Do we know where in the building we think the brains are, or are we blind as far as that goes?
So I'd say if you want to spend your turn trying to figure that out, I will allow you to do that.
That is what I would like to do.
Okay. So sounds clever to me.
Correct. Okay, clever.
And the difficulty is only going to be 2 because you're in the right place with the right tools. There you
I
go.
can do that.
All right. So that's a tie. So you can succeed with a minor consequence. I'll say that the minor consequence is that you get all that information and But in order to get all the information, you have to move away from some of the security controls. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult to activate some of the security stuff when the time comes.
That's fine.
Awesome. All right. So
I'm gonna hand it off. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So what you learn is that the we get to the right layer here. Okay. That and that and that. Okay. Okay. That there's the room that's around the hallway from you looks to be a major construction area. There's industrial sort of machinery, automated lasers, drones, and stuff in that room where they probably do heavy duty construction. And there's some pretty advanced manufactured things that you have the readouts on are in that room. And then beyond that room, where you see the biological readouts and some more of the technical readouts, is an area that's full of, like at a glance, some sort of maybe biological 3D printer sort of tech. You have to look at it more advanced to know, or with more time to really understand everything that's going on, but it's on the other end of that construction room. So from where you are, you'd have to go through the construction area down here, and then you would get to the biological manufacturing area down here.
Okay, I'm gonna flag that on our map for everyone. So, we get the compass in the dungeon, we know where it is. And I'm going to toss it to J5.
All right, J5, you are up, sir. What's up?
I'm going to turn my pants brown.
Check.
Check, and done. And then...
Free action. I have a plan if you want to skip.
I need to get the hell out of this hallway.
Yeah?
Because I'm getting shot by missiles, so I'm going to do that right now. I want to run through the hallway.
Okay.
Along the planned route that we had.
Perfect. You make it safely into the room with Jax.
Alright, cool. I moved my token.
Excellent. What do you want to do now that you're there?
Can I still attack the helicopter?
Yeah.
Good.
I'll say as long as those security doors aren't closed, that you can continue to bombard it with electronic noise and try to get access to its systems.
I will do that because
all right.
Adding took it down an attack helicopter to my resume is pretty awesome. So
pretty awesome.
Focus.
I am focused on that one thing.
All right.
Oh, damn it.
Okay, so in that case, you did not succeed. But I did not succeed with style, so I don't get a boost. You just try to hack it, and you can't quite hack it.
Yeah. Okay.
So its electronic countermeasures counter yours, and despite your efforts, it doesn't work. All right, who's next? Sebastian, Lee, or the faceless security operatives?
I'm gonna try to get Sebastian out of that room. So Sebastian, go.
Okay, are these men wearing anything resembling grenades?
I'm going to say that they are not, no.
All right, then give it to Lee while I think of another plan.
Okay. Lee, you're up. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to revise that. If you want to spend a fate point, then they totally have grenades on their belts.
Yeah, totally. No, I spend a fate point. They came packing. I wish we had some grenades.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, Sebastian is going to spring up, no doubt at the cost of his back in the morning, if there is a morning, run towards the gentleman with the combat shotguns. He's going to quickly reach down and yank as many pins as he can as he throws himself through the other doorway and prays for the best.
It's hilarious.
That's pretty funny. Okay. So you're going to go this way.
Yes, I'm going the other way. I'm not good with computers anyhow.
All right. Go ahead and roll a quick for me. As you are quickly trying to use their munitions against them, they're surprisingly well trained, and they're going to try and keep you away from them. So I've got a 4.
James, you're
Come on, Daddy! Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
No, seriously, his feet are gross.
God damn it. Okay. All right, everybody be cool.
Everybody be cool. Be cool. You got this. Okay.
This is a robbery.
Okay, so because I always know where the exit is, I get a +2 to quickly overcome obstacles to escape a situation.
But in this case, what you're doing is using their grenades to attack them, not just get by them. So you're not overcoming, you're attacking.
Balls. Okay, I have Sigma.
Yeah,
Sigma is with me.
yeah, you can spend a fate point on Sigma is with me, and that could allow you to re-roll or take a +2.
I gotta re-roll, otherwise this ain't gonna work. Oh shit!
I believe in you,
Well,
buddy. I
I
believe.
believe in me too.
Ooh,
Yay.
nice, nice. That closes the gap quite a bit. Okay, so it's a tie, so it's not quite enough to take them out, but it is a boost. If you can find another aspect that makes you good at this and get a +2, then I'll say you take 2 of them out with the explosion.
Oh, hang on. Let me look at my sheet. Let's see. I'm a good guy in a bad world, and I'm just trying to help my friends.
So that's your trouble. So that was supposed to get you in trouble more often than it helps you.
Oh,
So,
that's an aspect. How about I can think of something.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. I have
should-
We
nothing
should,
but
write down,
faith.
we should
Yeah.
write down the Sigma one somewhere.
We should. Let's see. I helped steal the last breeding pair of Egyptian alligators, and thus my sense of self-preservation is somewhat muted.
Okay. So you're living and dying for these alligators. And
I'm living and dying for a number of reasons. Alligators are as good as the other ones at this point. Yeah.
I dig it.
There's no other way.
all right. So
Ooh.
see, I'm going to put Sigma's aspects over here.
The
real quick.
reachingest of reaches.
You're,
Just funny.
oh no.
All right. So those are Sigma's aspects up in the. up in there.
It's always sunny in cyber dystopia.
All right. So you throw yourself into the other room after grabbing a bunch of pins. Though they're surprisingly well trained, they just don't quite have it together. And those 2 that are in the room end up getting their grenades go off as you dive into the next room, and they are consumed by the explosion. One of them remains in the room with you.
I'll deal with him next.
All
He
right,
said optimistically.
Lee, over to you.
I'm running to the next room
Yes, please.
with Jack and 5.
All
Don't
right,
split the party.
you arrive.
You're the one who ran the other way.
Yeah, we had no choice.
All right, what do you want to do once you arrive?
I got these
Well-
computers for you.
Yes.
Look what I found. It's funny.
I'm going to try and jump on the information that Jax has opened up here and try and find do a quick search for what the most viable thing is I could grab out of here.
So you're doing a quick search for the most viable thing you can grab for like.
Like a brain.
Oh, gotcha. For Sigma, got it.
I have
Okay.
certain parameters in my head of what I need to find, and I'm going to do the quickest search I can do.
Okay, so you're doing as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Roll quick for me. Difficulty 3.
Come on.
Money.
God damn it.
The
Dice-
dice do not love you guys today.
Not today.
That'd be normal.
So you can succeed at a cost, and that cost would be that you find the information you need, but you're not. But there'll be a complication with what you get, or you can spend fate points to try and succeed.
I'm going to spend a fate point because I have. Hang on. Because I was trained in overlay design, I get a +2 when I. Oh, it's cleverly, never mind.
Big Joe's asking if he can give her a boost.
That's very thoughtful of you, Big Joe, but no.
Thanks for nothing, Big Joe. I'm just chopped liver, is it?
Okay, because I have interfacing tech embedded in my fingertips running to my brain, I can gain access to tech that I have no business to. So I'm going directly in
Okay. In that case, your roll is irrelevant. You just succeed because your feet, your stunt says so. So your fingers glow. You touch the console, and like the information just starts to flow from the console into you. And you recognize a lot of this. Like a lot of the information that you are currently receiving, you saw at least part of in the mainframe that you guys hacked. What you're looking at is everything that's in that room with the biological material. There's like 25 different vats. And each of those vats is effectively a 3D printer for biological material. So you would sort of program in the DNA code of what you wanted to build, and in the course of hours, it would construct and grow whatever biological material you'd programmed it to make. Half of them are currently full with someone's genetic code and have fully grown sort of clones in place in each of them. Half of them are empty. Or half of them aren't listed as being occupied, but what they do have in them is sort of the raw biological material, like a blank that you could then program to match whatever DNA you wanted to. It would be fairly easy for you to tell that to grow exactly what you need to fix Sigma. All you would have to do is physically get to that room and get it.
All right, I tell it what I needed to do.
It starts doing it. The other thing you learn through contacting this entire thing is that the communication suite is now online, and a bunch of information is being uploaded and downloaded. And that the other object that was in the manufacturing section is something that's called an automated robotic asteroid mining droid, and it appears to be coming online.
Ooh.
Does it hate us? Is it going to attack us with its mining laser?
Does it hate near-Earth orbit asteroid-shaped things like helicopters?
Oh, good point.
All right.
Can we keep it?
Maybe.
Only if it follows you home.
We're gonna call it
Hey,
Scooterbot.
hey, you said one robot. You said one.
That was one major robot.
Oh, okay.
There are
Jeez.
also all sorts of construction machines, I said. There we go. The next room is ready for you.
Great.
Okay, so that's all the information you get by touching the console. Any questions on any of it?
Nope.
Rock on. All right, so that leaves the faceless security operative standing over Sebastian Chrome.
Fuck you. Want some of me?
I think he kind of does.
I'd be pretty scared of Sebastian Chrome right now, honestly.
You should be scared of me. Look at this man. He's out of his goddamn mind.
He kind of sees the explosion, and he like covers his head as the explosion roars through the corridor that you just occupied. And he comes up and he just kind of looks at you. And you can't read his expression because it's behind a helmet. But if you had to guess, he looks like the sort of pissed off that only Sebastian Chrome can cause. So he levels the shotgun at you and like slowly and dramatically chambers around and then aims it at you. And he takes a shot at you. Oh, not a good roll, James. Not a good roll.
It's about time.
I am quick enough to lurch out of the way.
All right, do it.
Yes!
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Run, Sebastian, run!
No.
Okay.
I'm clearing us an escape route. This will work.
Okay. So,
Just Big Joe's like, I give tacos to the security guard to turn the other cheek.
that's awesome.
Thank you.
Attaboy, Big Joe.
All right, how are we doing on time here? 10,
10:20.
20. Okay.
Go.
Okay, so I think the faceless security operatives are going to hand the initiative order over to the attack helicopter. The attack helicopter does not it like does a quick sweep, and it doesn't see any targets in its immediate area. So it actually kind of maneuvers so it's over the walkway and hovering in place over it, and 3 figures drop from it and smash through the roof of the walkway and land in that sort of superhero landing crouch in the walkway.
Superheroes.
Isn't the walkway unstable?
It's totally unstable. But these people look like they are dangerous professionals.
They only succeeded because they watched us first.
They totally know where to stand because they saw you go through. All right.
Close the doors, I guess, right?
What about you?
I have an idea.
They land, and they are very obviously not human. They're probably combat cyborgs, mostly like top of the line combat prosthetics, piloted probably by a human brain. But they don't move like humans; they move like killing robots. And the attack helicopter drops them. They land in that crouch, and then they immediately try to start making their way into the room that you're in.
Which you were in.
The three of you are in.
Oh my God. I mean, isn't that horrible?
So I'm gonna have that be the attack helicopter's turn, and I will add one of these guys to the turn order, and he will go later. I'm then gonna hand it off to Lee. What do you want to do?
I am going to start making a break for the room I need to be in to get my brain. Rather, Sigma's brain.
Is that through the like mining laser horrible show?
Yep.
It totally is.
Awesome.
Excellent. All right, so you're going to move from the room that you're in into the next room. I'll move you down there. Boop. And as you walk in, the mining thing is huge. It's huge. It's automated. It has large sort of mining claws. It does have a mining laser, and it also has looks like jump jets for zero-G maneuvering. And it's coming online. The security things around the edges, or the other things around the edges, are like welding robots that would just sort of construct things in here. And it was like they're coming up to speed as well. Nothing has responded to your presence yet, so you could probably move across to the other side of the room if all you're doing is moving, or do you want to stop here and do something? Okay, so you just keep moving.
Right across the room.
Okay, so you are on the far side of that room. I'm going to draw a quick line to indicate that this is actually 2 zones. There we go. All right, you are in place. Next time you can move into the next room. All right, who goes next, Lee? It can be
Jax.
Jax, you're up.
Sebastian, get
Yes.
the hell out of there.
Okay.
Can't drop the doors because he's not in yet. Not going to be any good down there because he's not in yet. Because Lee, do you want me with you or up here on the security?
Up there on the security. See if you can make sure that anything that's coming online is going to give me trouble when I leave.
Okay, what do these mining things look like? I say not being a computer person in this game.
So, what do they physically look like, or what's going on with the program?
What's going on? Like, when they start up, then what do they do?
Okay, so you're taking a look, and it looks like they start up, and then they have some like programs that you can activate remotely. They're all automated. The smaller ones really just have a simple program for like build this, build that. They're probably not dangerous unless someone really messes with them. And the mining thing would only be dangerous if someone told it that like identified Lee as a potential target for it. So as it stands, none of that is particularly dangerous. However, with the communication suite online, it does look like a tremendous amount of information has been downloaded into the computers here, and some of the computers are starting to sort of flicker and act weird.
Shit. I'm going to try to tell the big thing.
Have it make an exit.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes, that's a great idea. Yes.
Fantastic.
I would
actually.
like a back door.
Okay,
Seems like a mining laser is a great way to do that.
that sounds pretty good. All right, so you're going to try and tell it to make a back door. We're going to call that.
We're gonna call
I don't
that "fuck this shit, I'm out."
Yeah, I like that. Well, what approach is fuck that shit about? I'm going to call that approach. So you're hacking. So it's probably clever or, gosh, I almost want to let you call it flashy because it's blowing a hole in the fucking floor.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, go for it. Flashy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, how bad is that roll for me? That is a
Apparently, it's
Oh.
pretty
bad
good.
roll for me. Oh, but that works. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
take
better
it.
than my roll. Actually, though, I'm going to spend a fate point to reroll because I have 4 and I haven't used any yet.
No. Okay.
Yep, that's happening.
Yeah.
So now let's see what my new roll is. There we go. That's better.
Okay, well, I'm going to spend a fate point because I have 5 and I haven't spent any yet. So,
Ooh, okay, I see how it is.
What's that like?
Brief is what that's like.
Fair enough.
And we are all connected, so I'm getting some computer help on this, and
Ooh,
I'll
nice.
bump that up to a 5.
Awesome. I love it. All right, so 5 is enough. And a J5, your Exocortex starts like twinning and multitasking. And next thing you know, you and Jax are working together on reprogramming this mining laser. And you're not totally sure exactly how the hardware works. And so Lee comes online as well. And between the three of you sort of working together, it starts opening fire and melting a hole in the floor in the room that it's in. Perfect. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do that. Yeah, that'll be the hole. It's a square hole because that's all I know how to make. All right. Very good. So it starts cutting an escape route for you. Who goes next, Jax?
I'm going to toss it to Sebastian.
Sebastian.
So let me get something
Get out.
straight. Yeah, you're right. So the problem here is that I'm still in the building at all. Is that correct?
It's
Or
starting
you're
to
at
look
least in
that
the
way.
wrong building. Yeah.
I'm in the wrong building. Get to the van. That's a thought. I've still got a man with a shotgun in front of me. It's problematic. Okay, I will get to my feet. Sebastian reaches into his long coat pocket and pulls out the yo-yo he pocketed 2 sessions ago.
Nice.
And don't you shake your head at me.
You have a gun, bro.
He's better with a yo-yo.
Okay,
And
fair
he's going to very carefully around the world that shit around his gun and yank it out of his hands.
Awesome.
Because that's how we roll. Or
That
you-
sounds.
roll.
It sounds. You can be sneaky or quick with that one.
Oh, quick it is.
All right.
Anything?
Wow.
Fucking balls. Oh.
But
how's
they
it
are
all-
not trained in the art of defending against yo-yos, so they
Yeah.
also didn't do great.
My 0 is beating your -1.
How can that be?
Math.
Shut up. I have nothing. I'll go down to 2 fate points. How about that?
Okay. What are you gonna invoke to get your success here?
There's literally nothing I can invoke to do this. I will now take suggestions. What have
Isn't
we
there like a
got?
Sigma is here or something like that?
Sigma is with us.
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
weird training
Sigma's
thing.
not with me on this, and she gonna be pissed. But we
Sigma
already
taught me how to improvise.
Sigma did teach me how to improvise and play to your strengths. It's like kung fu, except this. So
Yeah. You can
Yeah.
use Sigma is with us.
Sigma's
Tell
with
me
us.
a quick scene of Sigma and you where Sigma prepares you for a situation that's somewhat applicable to this.
Sigma story time.
Yeah, I love Sigma story time.
So, about in middling of their career, Sebastian was going to go undercover into a situation that involved very fine cuisine. And it was very specific methods of eating. It wasn't so much the food as it was how you ate it. It was shredded marsupial, and it was very rare, and you had to eat it with a sort of twisting motion. It was like a performance art sort of thing. And Sebastian was pissed as hell because he couldn't get his fingers to do what he wanted. And so he carried on and on and on about how he just wasn't dexterous. He had fat fingers. He was old. He was bald. All these excuses about why he wasn't good enough to do this. He couldn't teach his hands to do this. And finally, she said, more or less, she said, well, can you, she started talking about something else and then said, well, show me your yo-yos, show me your cat's cradle, show me around the world, show me the rocket ship, show me walk the dog. And he could do all these things because, of course, he loved it. And she said, all right, so you're full of shit, because if you can teach your fat, flabby hands to do this, you can definitely teach it to do whatever bullshit this is that we need you to do to fake the job. And that sort of put him in the sense of, well, yeah, okay, maybe I can do this. It was a self-confidence building thing, and it also reaffirmed in his crazy little mind that yo-yos were a thing he should actually be focusing on. So maybe he got good enough to try to pull some bullshit like this.
I dig it. So do you want to take a +2 or a reroll?
We have no luck this evening, so I'm just going to take the +2.
That'll put you at a 1, so you succeed.
Yank mine!
Yep.
Very dramatically. And I just look at him. What's it going to be?
Nice. All right. So you want to hand it over to him to see what he does next?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I just reach for the sky.
So he you pull the weapon out of his hands and he looks shocked, like he did not see that coming.
Yeah, nobody
And
did.
he slowly puts his hands up to the sides and says, "You're a dead man anyway." And takes a step back and starts slowly backing away.
Right, well, it turns out that it's the way it is for all of us in the end.
All
Right now, I'm the man with the gun.
Yep. So he starts backing up, and so he's far enough away. He's kind of where the entrance is. He's backing out towards the entrance where he came in.
Right.
But he doesn't look like he's going to menace you further unless you try to if you try to leave the building through him or past him, he might respond to that. But otherwise, he's just going to back off and watch.
Okay.
All right. J5, you're up.
Well, shit. All right. Can you give me an idea of what the connections look like for the cyborgs that drop down? Is it remote control stuff, or is there a brain in there?
There's a brain in there. It does look like all three of them are on a network, and it looks like all three of them are also networked with the helicopter. So either the pilot of the helicopter or someone in the helicopter is also part of their sort of neural network. It's pretty high speed, and it is pretty hardened. It would be kind of difficult to hack, but you could probably pull it off.
Question.
Mhm.
Do I think if I shut down the helicopter like I've been trying to do, that will shut down the cyborgs?
Probably not.
Okay.
It would limit their ability to get fire support, and it would limit their mobility. They couldn't jump back in the helicopter and go, but they would probably still be able to operate independently.
Okay.
It might separate them from a commander or something, but they would still be...
They're still independent soldiers. Okay.
Right.
All right, I'm going to go for the helicopter, but instead of trying to crash it, I want to try to drive it into the walkway.
There you go.
Ooh, cool. Okay, so you're going to try and cause the helicopter to crash into the walkway.
Yeah.
I dig it.
We're making our own
Alright.
door. Good. Go for it.
Sorry, Sebastian. This might cut you off.
I can't hear you over the...
All right, go ahead and give me a roll for the hacking.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yep. So you get a little bit closer. It doesn't appear to be taken out yet, but I will fill my one box here. Boom. So you think you're pretty close. It probably has a consequence that it can take, but if you get like one more really good roll or two more rolls of that caliber, you think you're going to be able to get it.
Question.
Yeah.
If I spend my last fate point with Rogue Corp won't work at that. Never mind.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm good. Okay.
Okay. If you got another fate aspect you want to try, though, I will pause for a moment to let you ponder.
Yeah. Well, I'll invoke with one of the Sigma ones. The Sigma's with me or whatever.
All right. Tell me about a time that she helped you learn how to take down a helicopter.
It's not specific to a helicopter. It was more of one of the mining robots, right? So,
Okay.
we raided a facility, and there was a giant, like, I'm picturing like the big giant robot thing in RoboCop with the big giant guns.
ED-209.
Oh wow.
Beat me to
Okay.
it. Fine.
ED-209. Yes, that's what I'm picturing.
Nice.
And we really needed to get past it, and I was just slamming my head against the wall, not getting it. And she just sort of grabbed me by the hair and was like, "Fucking do it!" And for whatever reason, that worked.
Awesome. Okay. So that gives you a +2, which puts you at a 4. So instead of filling my 1 slot, I would fill my 3 slot. That makes it much easier for the next one to succeed, but still not quite enough to succeed right now.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay, let me redo that. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Bonk. All right, cool. All right, so yeah, you're definitely getting your hooks into it. You can kind of find the weak spots in the network, and you found the sort of frequency and intensity of the electronic countermeasures, and you're matching it and working against it.
Gotcha.
Making good progress. Awesome.
Do we have any free invokes anywhere else?
No.
Okay.
You guys have been very busy. You haven't done creating advantages like you used to.
Okay, got it.
All right, J5.
Says.
Who do you want to have go next? It can be any of the team. It could be the attack helicopter. It could be the combat cyborgs. It could be the faceless security operative. It could be Dis Pater himself.
Yeah, about that. I want him to go last because I want Lee to be able to get out of there. But that's probably not going to happen this turn. Oh, it might. Jax, why don't you go ahead?
All right.
Sebastian, are you coming this way or are you going out the other way?
I'll go out the other way and get the van.
Okay, then I'm going to shut the security doors on both sides of the corridor.
Awesome.
Lock those things in it.
All right. They're going to try to quickly get through. So go ahead and see if you can beat them to the punch.
With what?
Probably quickly.
Okay.
Oh no. Let the bidding begin.
Fuck.
Okay, well, as it is right now, which of us succeeds?
So right now, you are attempting to create an advantage, which is the walls, and they are trying to resist that. So right now, I think this is always the one that escapes me. 1 second. Let me find my handout. Boop. Boop. You are creating advantage, and we're tying. So you would get a boost instead. So what you would do is it wouldn't create the actual full aspect of the hallway being blocked off. You would have sort of a +2 going forward for your next action related to that.
Okay.
At a
Well, I
time.
have some fate points, so I'm going to spend one.
Okay.
And I'm going to have to use a Sigma-related... or can I invoke, like, the... I think Sigma's with us, and she's more on the ball about this kind of thing than I am. So, like, let's not think about it. Let's just do it. Mash those buttons.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me a story when Sigma helped you act quickly like that.
Okay, Jax is the kind of person who always, researches her stories and combs your hair before you go on the air and things like that. And yeah, we were working on something, and it was just that same sort of like, I can't go yet, I'm not prepped. Here's another thing I could figure out, a little bit of a rabbit hole to go down, which Jax is always prone to. And Sigma was just like, look, like, it was kind of like threw something at her head and was like, think fast, you just got to get in the car and go. You just got to jump in and do it. And you can't always sit and read the fine print. So you don't need to read the menu, you just need to smash the button, close the damn door. So,
Nice.
Smash the button and close the damn door.
Nice.
Okay, sounds perfect. So that puts you roll at a 3. So that will be the part of the difficulty that they need to overcome to get through the locked door.
Cool.
So I'll do that. I'll write that there. Boom. Okay, got it. The doors slam into place with an ominous clang, and as it slams down just the instant before the cyborg gets through it. So there's like this impact as it runs into the door, and the door kind of shudders on its hinges, and then you hear the metallic limbs being driven against it repeatedly with jackhammer force as they're trying to bust their way through. Who goes next, Jax?
I'm going to let Lee go next.
All right, Lee.
I'm gonna move into the lab
Okay.
and try and get what I'm here for.
That sounds good. All right, I messed up my initiative order here. Let me correct it real quick. So, Jay, who went this round? I chose. Yeah, I totally messed up my order here. Does anyone remember who went?
Jax is gone. Jax just went. I went before her. Sebastian, I think, went before.
Yep, I think that's right.
Okay, so was Sebastian the top of the turn?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I thought
think-
J5 was the top of the turn, because
I
I think
think
you
so.
had your pick.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, so we'll put J5 and Jax under the done, and now it is Lee's turn. Okay, cool. So you move into this room. Boom. All right, so you walk in and you see just these rows of bodies, and it's kind of weirdly creepy, like, because some of these bodies are recognizably people, and some of these bodies are just underdeveloped,
Proto people.
almost like proto people. They're almost like the full body prosthetic that you got, but it's biological. And gleaming in the temple of each one is an exocortex. You work your way down to the ones that should be empty, and you see that the things you told it to do to grow the spinal column and the nervous system and the brain that you need is in progress. So there's like flashing lasers and mechanical arms that are bringing in sort of raw material rapidly, building the spinal column, and the lasers are fusing the things together. And the liquid in the tubes is swirling with different chemicals that are being pumped into it. The ones that look like people, more so than blanks, all look like the same person. And you don't pay too much attention to it at first, but as you're going by it, you're kind of glancing at it more and more. And it looks like someone familiar to you. It actually looks like maybe they have lots and lots of clones of Sigma.
Hey guys,
What?
Yeah.
So you get down to the end of the row to the one you want, and it's just about done. It might be a little bit faster to rip one of these open and take what you need.
I'm gonna do that and start destroying the rest.
Okay. So you go over to one of them and you hit a button and it opens, and the water the liquid just floods to the ground and goes through these grates that are already like in place to collect that. and the body is being suspended by like straps that kind of wrap around her shoulders and just kind of hang her by her shoulders. Her head is down. Her hair is long and drenched and kind of hanging around her face. And her exocortex is visible in the back of her skull. And there's a cord that goes from the back of her skull up into the workings of the machine. You yank her down, and the body starts convulsing on the floor, kind of writhing in place as it dies. And you start getting ready to harvest the material that you need. Probably next round you'll be ready, good to go.
It'll be a lot of drinks after this.
I'm gonna have nightmares for a week, several weeks.
All right, who goes next, Lee?
Nobody. We quit. That's fucked up, dude.
So it could,
Literally, it would have been better if we had clones of Sebastian. Like, literally, it would have been better. Okay. Oh, it's my turn. All right. Yeah, Sebastian's going to make good on his promise to behave for one round. And I exit the building, pausing only to blast my friend in he's somewhere non-vital. And
nice.
just enough to get him out of the way and so he won't get shot when he goes home. And then I'm going to run out and throw myself in the van, and we're going to find out if Sebastian can drive.
Sounds good. All right, so you make...
Yeah, no promises. Excuse me, he doesn't say that. Well, of course. Yes, what with the helicopter and all, I will do my best.
Gemini Factor says clone Sebastian, kill it for the bounty.
Nice.
Gasp!
That's pretty good.
Yeah!
Goddamn genius.
Our audience is genius.
Audience has some fucking problems.
But they're the best kind of problems.
All right, so you run over and you kind of act like you're walking by this guy, and then you shoot him in the leg,
Yep.
and he screams and falls to the ground. And you move past him into the elevator, and as you step into the elevator, you notice that he's bleeding a lot. Like,
Oh, fuck.
it was kind of a lucky shot, but it looks like you nicked an artery or something. He's
Son
spurting
of a
blood.
Bitch.
I'm going to offer you a fate point to
Yes.
stay and take care of him instead of just running away.
Of course I'd say and take care of him. Sebastian rips his fine silk tie out of his coat. And, yeah, of the many things I'm sure we had to learn, tourniquets was one of them. Listen, put pressure on it, you'll be fine. Just stop being such a baby. And he yanks that sucker tight.
Nice. All right. So you are slightly delayed as you are treating his wound and yanking on his tourniquet.
Where's my fucking fate point? Hang on a second. Here.
There you go. Take it.
Take that right back. Thank you.
As you should.
God damn it.
Nice. All right. So who goes next? Do we want it to be Oh. Okay, I like that. All right, cool.
Damn you, Tiger Planet.
Well done. So who goes next, Sebastian? Dis, the hunter killer cyborgs, the attack helicopter.
Fucking what?
Yeah, it's all the
None
good
of
guys.
that's an option.
I have a
Jesus.
question. Why are they never named like peaceful dancing cyborgs?
Oh, they all died before the campaign started.
Oh, okay. I'm just checking.
That's fucked up. Yeah, let the cyborgs try to get through the fire door.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
So the hunter killer cyborgs do attempt to hammer on the door here. So they're going to try and forcefully overcome the locked door.
Damn it.
God damn it.
Okay.
Oh no.
Because creating the locked door was creating an advantage, and you succeeded, you do have one free invoke on it that I forgot to put. So you can spend that free invoke to make it a tie, in which case I'd get a boost, but not breaking the door. Otherwise, I'm
Yeah.
going to break the door. Okay. So the
That
locked
sounds way
door
better.
is still there, and I've got a boost. The other thing that happens is a transmission comes from one of the cyborgs, or from the cyborg's network, and it starts interacting with the communications hub in the control room. And in AR, a person appears.
Fuck today.
It just looks like a projection, like a phone call, but it's using the hardware of the building to project it into AR. So it's probably not something that's going to harm you, but it is nonetheless present. Let's see. I don't know which layer that guy's in. Hold on one second. Oh, all right, you saw him the whole time. He was just standing here.
Oh, hey, buddy.
So he flickers into existence. He's an older man wearing what looks like halfway between a suit and a military uniform. It has the Atlas logo on the shoulder, and he's kind of standing at ease. So his arms are crossed behind his back, his legs are shoulder length apart. And he says, "My name is Victor Ranjit, and I am the CEO of Atlas Securities. I'm here to make you an offer, if you'll listen."
Talk fast.
He says, "You're pursuing a group of people who I believe are trying to betray me. And I'm playing catch-up. I'd like to employ you to act on my behalf to end those people."
What?
I will send out over our network. Like, is he really trying to hire us for a hit? Just like, emoticon.
All right. So he's going to wait, and then on each of your turns, you can talk with him, and he can talk back if you wish, or you can ignore him. The last person to go is Dis. So all that information that's been pouring into the communication hub and into the computer system here in the building finally finishes compiling.
Shit.
And the skull image that you've come to associate with that AI kind of starts flickering into place on several of the computer screens across the room. And your connection with the mining robot gets disrupted, and Dis starts taking control of all of the systems that it can reach that aren't you guys. Going forward, he's going to have control over the facility and not you folks, unless you can take the control away from him, which, as you know from fighting him in virtual reality in the past, is very challenging but not impossible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my GOSH.
In my mind, what happens is all the lights start to change. So they change from whatever color they were before into red. And that red light just kind of starts to go from diode to diode to screen until it floods the entire room. What was before sort of this bright scientific sort of presentation, now it's this eerie red, bloodish presentation all over the room. And that light flickers through the construction area and flickers down to where Lee is as well, flickering across the screens attached to each of these devices. And I'm going to hand it off to Lee. And before you take your turn, Lee, I'm going to offer you a compel. So you're standing here at a sort of a living embodiment of taking someone and forcing them to serve like their corporate puppets. So part of you is enraged at what they're doing to the memory of your friend, but part of you also sees an opportunity to make a strong statement here, to do something with all of this material in front of you, to make a statement about the corporations and what they're doing. And how could you resist doing that?
I can resist it because it's Sigma. I can't stomach that.
Okay. Then you pay me a fate point, and you are on task to do what you feel is right. That's a good answer. And that was a great suggestion, Tiger Planet, for the compel. That was very well done.
That was a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Lee, your turn. What do you want to do?
I'm going to finish getting what I need.
Okay.
And I am going to, as soon as I'm able, shut everything down because this is disturbing as hell.
Okay. So in shutting it down, is your intention to kill all the clones? Is that what you're going to do?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to start shutting down all of the. Oops, that's not what I meant to do.
Yeah. 6.
Okay. You're going to shut down all of the. There we go. That's what I meant to do. You're going to shut down all of the clones, and while you're trying to do that, Dis is trying to bring them online, and to get them to step out and attack you. So it's going to be a competition between you and Dis to see who can disable or succeed here.
No pressure.
No pressure. I'm going to put a tracker there, and what that tracker is going to indicate is success or failure. So if you end up getting 3 successes first, then that's the wrong one. Then you will have succeeded in ending all of these clones so they are unusable. And if I succeed first, they become an army under Dis's control.
Oh my dear sweet Jesus, we need to get the hell out of here.
Ooh, good question from Devilman. Is the clone liquid flammable?
Ooh. I would say it's not flammable by itself, but with a little bit of MacGyvering, you could probably make it flammable. Okay.
I'm going to run electricity through it.
Awesome. So you're going to try and just shock everything that's in here?
Yeah, I'm going to cause the power, like a power surge, to try and like back up the energy from almost use what Dissipator is doing against him.
Mm-hmm.
And cause that the power he's putting into trying to get them online to surge, like kind of riding off of it to make it too much.
Nice. Okay, that sounds pretty clever to me. Is that what you were hoping it was?
That's what I was hoping it was.
Very good. Let's do it. So you'll be clever, and he's trying to be quick.
Damn.
Okay. So he's slightly ahead of you.
I'm going to spend a fate point for +2.
Nice. What aspect are you going to invoke?
MacGyver that real quick.
Nice. Perfect. Okay, that puts you at a 6, and so you succeed. I'm going to advance your success counter here by 1. Boop. And the electricity starts sparking, and of the, like, I forget how many I said there were, 50 or so of these tubes, a bunch of them start like flickering and burning out as you're pumping electricity through them. It's not quite there, but you're probably a third of the way there. Good start. Who goes next?
J5.
J5, you're up.
Real quick, I asked Captain Hologram over there.
Victor Ranjit.
Yeah, that guy. Victor, is this attack helicopter yours?
It is.
Call it off, and we'll discuss things later.
If you're interested in working with me, I will need a show of faith. I have a program I'll transmit to you. You run it in your Exocortex, and then I will call off my men.
No, I'm gonna crash the helicopter.
All right,
No.
go to it.
Oh, damn it. Come on.
Oh no. All right, I'm spending fate point number 2 to re-roll that. Come on, attack helicopter.
Roll under 2. Oh, you son of a...
Negative.
Okay.
All right.
I fail.
All right.
I just don't succeed.
Yeah. You have any
Nope.
fate points you want to throw at it? No? Okay. All right. So you continue to try and override its navigational computers, and its ECM is too strong for you at this point. All right. Who's next, J5?
Who's left? Sebastian Jocks, guard.
Everyone above the Atlas Corporation security.
Okay. Jax.
All right, Jax, you're up.
All right. I'm going to laugh at Victor's last thing and say, no, that's not going to happen. But we are interested in taking some people down that seem to be causing you trouble. So you call everyone off and maybe we can work with you, if not for you. That's it. And I'm going to start booking it down to where Lee is.
Okay. You can move one zone for free.
Sure, I rolled.
Oh, you don't need to roll at this point.
Okay.
You only need to roll if something's trying to stop you. So you can move there for one, and then there if all you do is move.
Where is the last one? I'm trying to just go around and see where I ended up. There I am. Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Or you can move one zone and end up over here, but take an action.
I'll move one zone and try to. Is there any information on the building systems I can try to down? Totally controlled by the AI or locked down?
Okay. So you're going to try and find other areas of the building controls that are not locked down yet?
Just try to download whatever sciencey stuff I can get access to. We can sort it out later. Just sort of
Okay.
fire sale on the info.
Sounds good. Let's do that as a quick, please. And
Okay.
difficulty is going to be 2.
Nope, not this time. That's okay.
Not quite enough. All right. So you start looking for information, but you can't quite find it. I can let you succeed at a cost. So if you you can get a bunch of the information, but let's see. What's a good complication there? You get a bunch of the information, but let's see. But Dis knows that you get it, and at a later date, he'll be able to sabotage something you do.
Dick.
Not totally sabotage it, but
Mhm.
complicate it.
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right. Very good. Write myself a note on that one.
We'll remind you.
Good. That's good.
I'm sure the listeners will.
Oh, wow. Tiger Planet, you are vicious. Okay. All right. So you move there and you get some of the information that's stored in this facility. I'm going to say that, what sort of information are you looking for? Just science pay data or something related to the association, or what sort of topic are you looking for?
Honestly, looking mostly for science stuff.
Okay.
Whatever research info we can get on this.
Okay.
Since it's all going to be fun.
Sounds good. You get some science stuff. Who do you want to have go next? The attack helicopter? Sebastian, the hunter-killer cyborgs, or Dis?
I'm going to actually let the attack helicopter go next.
Okay. So let's see what the attack helicopter is going to do. The attack helicopter is going to...
Go home.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's
Just go
bored.
home?
It's just bored.
No, I don't think so. I think it's going to start looking around for... it's going to stay in... It knows the cyborgs, so they're covering that area. So it's going to start looking around for other escape routes and try and figure out if there's an escape route already planned that it can interfere with. So I'm going to roll... I think that's pretty clever. Oh, no, it's not that clever at all. Okay.
Yay.
Nope. Turns out the attack helicopter is not that clever. And it flies around looking but doesn't find anything. All right. It's going to let the hunter-killer cyborgs go. Hunter-killer cyborgs are going to try and force their way through the door. Looks like at this point they're succeeding. And I have a boost from last time, so looks like the locked door is getting busted off its hinges unless anyone wants to or has a way that their character could interfere with that in some way.
Nope.
Door gets busted. Bam.
I'll take the two killer cyborgs over 50
Sigma clones.
Sigma clones.
Yeah. Make a new character.
I mean, let's not pretend the choices aren't shitty, but
Right?
What floor are you guys on? The second floor?
Oh, they're way up there. They're probably on the
Fucking balls.
I forget. I would say like 10th or 15th floor or something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, that changes a few things then, doesn't it?
All right, the cyborgs are going to pass it off to Dis. Dis is going to try and it wants to continue to get the clones going, but now it has a target of opportunity in Jax. So Dis is going to send the command to the mining thing to that it's going to identify Jax as something that is harvestable and to attempt to destroy it.
Mein Gott.
So I'm going to give it a turn. And on its next action, it will start going after Jax. But that was Dis's action, is to set that into motion. So, Sebastian, your turn.
My turn, he says.
Wow, this is going really bad.
Okay, so we've got a personnel elevator leading down.
Correct.
I'm on like the 15th goddamn floor.
Correct.
And there's a helicopter buzzing around outside, and evil Sigma clones, and a horrible AI, and a mining robot, and cyborgs, and one guy who's not going to bleed to death. So
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
Well, it can't rain all the time, right?
it does, though. All right, I'm going to deal with this helicopter. That's a start. Let's see. We're on the 15th floor. So Sebastian is going to run over to the fire hose on the wall.
Okay.
To assist with fires up high.
Mm-hmm.
As he runs, he's going to indiscriminately spray the glass window with bullets. He doesn't really care. He's just trying to break one.
Okay.
Thessaly says, yo-yos to the front.
Hey, I want you to understand something. It worked. Yeah, so it's basically just a bigger yo-yo. Its sound. I'm going to try to get that fire hose tangled up in the rotors of the helicopter when it goes by.
Okay.
That fucker's looking for guns and missiles and vans, and it's not digging some idiot chucking shit out the 15th story window.
Okay. So this is going to be, it's pretty complex to set up. So I'm going to give it a slightly high difficulty. I'm going to give it a difficulty of 4. And what you're doing is creating an advantage to get ready to ambush the helicopter with crap in its rotor.
Yes. Can I be careful about it?
Sure. You can very carefully spray it indiscriminately with bullets.
I'm just spraying the window with bullets.
I
Just
get
to
it.
open it up.
Yeah. It's legit.
Too much, James?
No, it's legit. It's totally legit. No, because what I'm laughing, but it's a carefully orchestrated plan that you're lining everything up for the moment. So I think careful makes perfect sense. I just thought it was a funny joke.
Okay. I never know if I've gone too far off the reservation.
I will tell you.
Thank you.
You hit a 4.
Yes.
So that's a tie. So you don't actually succeed, but you get a boost, which in this case means that you're almost perfectly ready, but not quite ready. So the window's broken. You've got the crap to throw. You'll get a +2 bonus, but you won't get as significant a bonus as if you had fully succeeded in creating the advantage.
I've still got 3 points.
If you want to, you can spend one. And,
we need a win.
Let me see. If you spend one, you'll get the full aspect, and you'll get a free invoke on it.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll spend one. I'm
Okay.
down to 2. We can make it work with 2.
So I'm going to do this and this.
And then that way, at least, we can get rid of the goddamn helicopter. It'll make the cyborgs less of a problem. And then you'll only have like 12 other goddamn things to deal with. So, instead of 15. if my math is right, which it always is.
Boom. So your ambush is prepared.
Excellent.
And I'll give you the free invoke on that right there. All right. Very good. Boom. Okay. And that's everybody. So who's going to start off the next round? Sebastian?
Holy Moses. Let's give that to let's give that to Jax. Why don't you go? You need to get some running room between you and the death machine.
All right, Jax, you're up.
Yeah. Something really big.
It is
There's
really
a
big.
laser. And there's a hole on the. Now I'm gonna get to where Lee is. It's gonna shoot at me with a laser. It's going to hit everything behind me as I run amok through that room.
Nice.
Ooh,
So-
that's very clever.
Smart.
I like that.
So that's actually creating an advantage. So what you're going to do is move in there, and then you create the advantage by positioning yourself so that when it opens fire, it's going to destroy stuff in the next room. That
Yeah.
sounds flashy to me.
Excellent.
She's so flashy.
Well, she's also rolling like crap.
Yeah, the dice are against us today, guys.
Yeah, they really are. That's not very good. So it's going to be a difficulty of 3, so you're not succeeding right now. If you want to spend a fate point, it'll go up. You'll succeed and get 1 free invoke on it.
Yes, I do.
Okay. What
I
aspect?
know all about the best angles for camera work and what is a laser, but like a camera that wants to move right.
I dig it. I
I
dig
know
it.
how to get everything a shot behind me.
I think Dissipator's hacking our die rolls, like Gemini Factor says.
That could be.
I think that's true.
That's not quite right. Ready for action and destruction. Boom. And I'll put your free invoke on that right there. Very good. All right. You are in position to get the mining laser to wreak some havoc. Okay, who goes next, Jax?
I'm going to give that to J5.
Well,
Okay.
So the helicopter thing's not an option now.
I'm sorry.
Well, it could still be. I mean, it's still
Yeah,
within communication range, and you could lure it into the ambush. I mean, you could use that preparation
true.
work he's done, so you could kind of set it up, and Sebastian could knock it down.
The problem is I'm going to get mauled by 3 cyborgs any second.
Well, that is a different problem.
Yeah, that's a whole different set of problems. So I'm just going to run.
Okay.
I'm going to run down this way and hopefully be able to get to here.
You can if that's all you do.
That's
Yep.
all I'm doing.
Okay. All right. Fucking them out, and you start running. You like skid down the hallway. You break into the room. You duck under the arm of one of the construction lasers, slide between the legs of the mining droid, and come up running next to Jax.
And all you hear from far away is holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
Nice.
I love it.
All right. Who goes next, J5?
Let's have the attack helicopter go next.
All right. So it's we're gonna see if it's aware enough to overcome the ambush and notice Sebastian setting it up. So I'm gonna be clever, and I'm gonna have you roll sneaky, Sebastian, and we'll see if I notice you. So there's my clever. Hey, I'm a much more clever helicopter right now.
Shit.
That's
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a dumbass.
That's all right. So what happens here is it recognizes that the window's been busted out and that you're getting ready to throw stuff down at it, and it undoes your the aspect of the preparation. You're still ready to attack. You can still attack it using your ambush, but it's now aware of it. And when its next action comes around, it can shoot you.
Legit.
Shwa. Okay, and the attack helicopter is going to hand it off to the hunter-killer cyborgs, and the hunter-killer cyborgs are going to move into the control room, and you can kind of overhear the transmission of Victor as he shouts, like shouting orders, and he says, "One of you strip the mainframe. The other two, get after them. I want those exocortexes, and I want them now." And they comply by continuing to run down the hallway into this room. Boop. Boop. All right. And then they are going to hand the control over to... I don't think they really want Dis to go, but I do. So Dis is going to go. And he's going to open fire with... or actually... Oh, that's Dis. Dis is going to attempt to release some of the clones into the world. So I'm going to do that... I'm still doing that quickly, I think. So I'm going to do it quickly. And Lee, you can defend against this. Let's see. How are you going to stop him? So he's continuing to try and take control of some of these clones. How are you countering him?
I am going to continue to ride. And if I see him start pushing to activate specific clones, I'm going to push power that direction.
Okay. Cool. So you are like physically trying to find the ones that he's controlling and shocking them.
I'm trying to take advantage of watching what he's doing.
Awesome. So you are cleverly kind of matching wits with him.
Yes.
Okay, do it. Woo. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Nice.
Very good. All right, he makes no progress this round. You manage to fry the clones that he's trying to activate. And he is switching targets as quickly as he can, but you're just kind of anticipating which ones and shocking them as you go. Well done. Now the mining robot is going to go. And the mining robot is going to try and remember what his stats are.
It had ones and everything.
Yeah, he had a couple ones. He does have a -2 in sneaky, so there's that. Nope, not that. Okay, so it is going to open fire with its laser towards Jax.
Ooh.
Man.
So Jax, you have to defend against that, and because if you're ready for action and destruction, if you do defend, then the attack will be made on the stuff in the room behind you.
Okay, I would like to defend.
All right, how are you going to defend yourself from the mining laser?
I mean, if I've got my choice, I'd like it to look really awesome. So I'll do a flashy, run so it cuts across the room behind me.
That's awesome. So J5 is like, fuck, 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 and then the laser open fires, and you get the smile like it's all according to plan, and then start running sideways. Go ahead and roll.
Come on, dice.
Wow. There you go.
Oh, I do believe I have the vapors.
Yeah.
We needed that right then.
Yeah, you did.
Feels good.
Oh my gosh, nice.
Here, ladies, on our side.
Yeah. Okay, so not only do you succeed, you don't quite succeed with style, but you do succeed. Do you want to... So what I'm going to make that be is that success is going to count towards Lee's progress in destroying all the clones. If you want to spend the free invoke on ready for action and destruction, it'll be succeed with style and give her 2 successes.
I would like to do that.
Okay. So that finishes that successes. And that goes away. Cool. So the laser arcs through and Jax speeds by, and the laser just cuts through a whole bunch of the clones, and the liquid just sort of instantly goes into vapor, and the bodies are burned in half, and you're kind of standing in the middle of it all, Lee, triumphant, but also kind of devastated as these severed bodies are hitting the ground in piles. Who goes next, Jax? Oh, actually, no, that was me. That was my action. So, Lee, you're next.
All right. So are the clones all destroyed, or am I still working on that?
The clones are all destroyed. You have what you need. You harvested it from one of the corpses and put it in a nearby storage thing. So you've got that kind of on the ground next to you.
Yeah, we brought something,
Absolutely.
knowing what we were shopping for. Let's see, it's still got the mining robot. I guess I'm going to try and wrestle control back on the mining droid there.
Okay. You going to do that from here, or are you going to move into the room that it's in?
I'll move into the room that it's in, figuring I'll have a better chance at more direct controls.
That sounds good. All right. So you're going to try and grab control of it?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your approach?
Let's see. I am going to try and, with the programming, basically cut Dispater out by like closing the connections. So being the idea that like, okay, right now it's controlling it remotely.
Mhm.
Try and make all of the controls within the one machine that I'm working on.
Gotcha. So you're going to try and cut off all the external controls. Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds clever to me. Nice. There's success with style. That's a hell of a hit.
Damn. Nice.
Yeah, that's a hell of a good roll. All right, so that's 5. So I would have to click my 3 box. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And I have to take a minor consequence. So my consequence will be call it system isolated.
Basically, Lee is covered in blood that is only somewhat her own, and various fluids from cloning bats. And she's just enjoying giving the middle finger to Dispater, virtually.
Yep. The mining machine's movements become more jerky and less fluid, and it's definitely a more isolated system now. It's not quite taken out, but it's much closer to it than it was a minute ago. That was a hell of a good hit. Sebastian.
Here goes nothing. And you get to drink from the fire hose. I'm gonna chuck that thing out the window and try to kill it.
Nice. It's going to try and quickly maneuver away from the ambush that you'd set up.
Yep.
It's not super quick right now, apparently. Go ahead and roll your ambush.
Oh, fuck, quick, I guess. What do we get? Balls!
That's a bad roll there, man. Do you want to throw some fate points at that?
I only have 2 left, but frankly, yeah, I'll do that again.
Tonight. Come on.
Yep. All right, fuck it. Do we re-roll? We gotta.
I ran out like 20 minutes into the session, so.
Come on, big money. Anything?
That's a 1. That's a little closer. Do you? So what aspect did you invoke to get that?
Oh, that's a fine question. I don't know anymore. I'm just doing shit. Yeah, I guess I don't have a reasonable way to do that, do I?
It can be a stretch if it's something that makes you good at ambushing, makes you something that's good at.
He's not so good at it when the shit actually hits the fan. We're about to all be connected, and I get yanked out the window from this thing. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah,
Because you remember this one time where it was just a continuous week of doing nothing but pulling awful pranks on each other? And this was just like that one you pulled?
fair enough.
That's
got
not
Jack-
bad. So you have this this memory of doing a bunch of pranks on Sigma, and this was something similar to what you did. And then she critiqued your performance, and you're remembering that now.
Yes.
And that's enhancing this. So that gets you to the 1. But to get to a success, you probably need another fate point, because that's a 1 against my 2 right now. So
I've got 1 left.
we are all connected. Does anyone else have a way that the rest of you could help him set up this ambush better?
Oh no! You know what? I'm a man of 1,000 faces.
Okay.
And I'm going to. He's done this before. I'm going to. Sebastian's face lights up with solid, outgoing white. Just this huge beacon. This one flash of like, "Hey, pay attention to me!" And in that split second when his attention is fixated on something else, he doesn't notice that someone has chucked a fire hose directly at his rotor.
That's really clever, dude.
I dig it. I dig it deeply.
That's awesome.
Well done.
Okay. That puts you at a 3, which gives you a success. And what that does is fills his last stress box. And so his stress boxes are full. It has 1 minor consequence that it can take. So it's tangled in the hose. So it winds the hose into it. It pulls it out of the wall, and water starts spouting out of where it came. You have to kind of duck as the thing whips by you as it's wrapped up into the rotor.
Some miracle.
Yeah, the rotor is like smoking and whining as it's trying to operate, even though it's wrapped up in 100 feet of fire hose, and the whole thing is like veering side to side. It's still airborne, but only because it's got a minor consequence. If someone can hit it with a 3-shift hit, it goes down. But right now it's very badly impaired. And that ends that round. Atlas is the place marker, so it doesn't actually act. Okay, cool. Then we're back to the top.
Atlas shrugged.
Atlas shrugged. Sebastian, who do you want to tag for the next action for the next round?
Me, please.
Yes.
All right.
J5. Go get him.
All right. I'm looking at this mining robot. It has to have diagnostic things, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like diagnostic ports all over the place, and they happen to be the same jack that I used for my head jack. So I'm going to leap onto it and just plug right into it and try to hack the hell out of it.
Oh, goddamn.
With a cowboy hold and 1 arm up and that whole thing.
Not right away. I mean, I'm not flashy.
Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. All right, so go ahead and roll it. What approach is that?
That's going to be forceful.
That sounds pretty forceful to me. Just
Yeah.
jamming your plug into his jack, man.
Yeah.
All right, roll it up. It's going to defend by, I suppose in this case, it's kind of its quick movements. So I'm going to go with quick. Oh, no. All right, that looks really good for you.
Hot.
Yeah, so that's 5 in your favor. 4. Okay, so I'm going to save my last 2 fate points here, and I am going to try and absorb that hit. So that's a 5-shift hit, so I can click my 2 stress box. So that does that. That leaves 3 shifts left, and I can take my 4-point consequence, and I can call that internally compromised. Okay, and there's a free invoke on that one. All right, so you grab on and you plug in with this like snarl of defiance, and it starts like moving around trying to kind of toss you off. And you're just holding on. You plug in, and you feel like you've got access to all of its internal workings now. It is barely holding on to its internal programming. It's isolated. It's internally compromised. It's got one stress box left and 2 free invokes, one on system isolated and one on internally compromised. So this thing is a hair's breadth from going down. Good
That's
move,
raw.
Tom. Good
Thanks.
move.
Thanks.
All right.
Fucking raw.
Who wants to go now? Or rather, J5, who goes now?
Do I get command of the robot?
If you take it out, I'll let you give it commands, yeah.
Okay, great. Why don't we have Lee go next?
All right, Lee.
Help with the robot.
I want that robot.
All right. I'm going to actually move J5 onto the robot because I think that's funny.
Yes. Oh, I'm under it.
Yep, there we go.
Squish.
All right. So what are you going to do to help J5 out?
Let's see. We are very, very used to writing each other's signals. So I'm going to basically just give him like boost everything in his direction.
Okay. So you know how he operates, you know how he works, and you're just going to like push things around so that it's going in his way. That sounds good. All right. Go ahead and roll.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ooh, my careful roll's pretty good though.
Oh, damn.
What?
Nice.
Wow. All right, so we tie.
Because I was trained in overlay design, I get a +2 when I'm trying to cleverly create advantages.
Okay. So do you want to? Do you? So you're. Okay. So what you can. All right. So.
God.
You can either create an advantage, and that will set it up so that the next action that Tom J5 right takes will take it out, or you could take it out now as an attack, and then on his turn he could control it. So if you attack, you won't get the +2, but he does have free invokes on system isolated and internally compromised that you could use.
Let's grab those invokes and make this an attack.
Awesome. In that case, you win.
Awesome.
Magnificent.
So its system crashes, and it like crashes and then reboots, and it kind of slumps, and then it comes back up, and that red light is gone, and J5, you've got complete access to its systems.
It's all yours, gorgeous.
It's going to turn into a very pleasant but angry green.
Nice. I dig it. All right, you've got a security robot, or a mining robot, rather. Cool.
Sweet.
Cool. Who goes next, Lee?
Who do I have left here?
It can be Jax, the hunter-killer cyborgs, the attack helicopter, Dis. That robot's been taken out, so I can take that one off, actually. Or Sebastian.
Jax,
you're up.
Kick his ass, baby.
I'm going to shoot those creepy cyborg things.
Nice.
That is a straightforward thing that I can do, and I will do it straightforward and forcefully.
Okay. So you recover from your run, and you turn towards them, and you attack. So they're actually going to, let's see, how are they going to defend? Again, I forget what their stats are. There we go. Okay. So the one you're shooting with like a pistol, probably?
Yeah, handgun.
Okay. So it's going to trust its armor, and it's just going to walk forcefully towards you.
Ooh.
That's intimidating.
Oh, man.
All right. So your bullets bounce off of it. Its
Crap.
armor absorbs it, and it just kind of keeps moving Terminator style towards you.
Thankfully,
Unless you
we have
want
a
to-
mining laser.
Yeah. Unless you want to spend fate points on it.
No.
Okay.
We have mining laser.
All right. Then who goes next? Sebastian, Dis, the attack helicopter, or the hunter killer cyborgs?
I don't want to end the round with bad guys getting a double go, so I'll give it to the attack helicopter.
Okay. So the attack helicopter has been ambushed, and it knows where that ambush is. So it's going to like kick into high gear. There's a squealing, shuddering sound from its rotor, but it manages to angle up enough to try and shoot its chain gun at Sebastian Chrome's window. How are you going to defend, Sebastian?
Jesus, I guess just he's going to pitch himself to one side. I mean, he's been, oh no. Oh no. It's been fun. I'm going to quickly dodge to one side.
Okay.
Wow, dude. James.
There you go.
Easy, bro. Easy.
So at this point, you're taking a 6-shift hit. What that would mean is that you're 3. So you can either fill your 3 stress box and take a moderate consequence. Is that right? Let me check. 3. Yep, 3 and a moderate. Because the moderate does 4.
You do 2 and a moderate, right?
Or you can take your $2 and a moderate. Yep, exactly right. So that's probably the best way to take it is fill your $2 and then.
Yep.
So your moderate consequence is going to be
dented chrome.
Dented chrome. That's not bad.
That's from that's from Gemini Factor. I have to give the credit there.
I dig it. Let's do So yeah, around. Let's see. One chain gun round catches you in the. All right. Well, you choose. Actually, you take damage from this. It is pretty significant damage. It's going to last for a while. What's that wound look like?
That looks like by some blessed miracle it doesn't catch him full on and just turn him into Swiss cheese or shredded marsupial, whatever the case may be.
Nice. Good reference.
So it's a lot of superficial, but it's as much superficial as you can get while still having skin. So it's a lot of shredded, it's a lot of shrapnel, it's a lot of concrete dust. One eye is absolutely blinded by just so much stone and dirt going into it. It's just, it's there, but it might as well not be for all it's just dead liquid. Let's see. He loses his left ear. It's just shot clean off. Flesh wound through the shoulder. He's never going to throw a softball again, for sure. Meat of the thigh hurts like hell, but he's fat enough that it happens to just get that. The worst blow will be by far to his face, which will cause a spark cascade to go up and down the side of his right face. It'll burn off all his hair here. This part of his face sags down like he's had a stroke, a metallic stroke.
Nice.
And it glows with a lot of dead electric nerve endings. He's in incredible pain.
Yeah.
He's confused. He's not entirely sure what's happened.
That's fair. All right. Let's call that let's see. Massive superficial damage. And put that in your 4 consequence slot. And I get 1 free invoke on that that I can use if I should attack you again. All right. The dust starts to clear. Sebastian Chrome is badly injured. Let's see what he does next. Your turn, Sebastian.
Oh, Christ. Sebastian is aware enough to stagger away from the window. He's going to broadcast to you all in a very quiet voice. I think I've fucked up. And get into the elevator and jam the button to go down.
Okay.
And then he's going to sit very hard in the elevator. So this is a passenger elevator? Not a freight elevator?
Yep.
Excellent. All right, and he's going to get down to the bottom floor.
All right.
It's about all he's capable of, I expect, this turn.
Sounds good. You are on the move. Who do you want to have go next? Dis or the Hunter Killer Cyborgs?
Fuck everybody. Let's do the Hunter Killer Cyborgs, just because Dis can't give him an advantage that way.
All right. So one of them is going to. So it reaches around behind it, and magnetically latched to its back was an auto shotgun. It pulls it around and sort of steps forward and continues its pacing move towards Jax, and is going to open fire.
Dude.
Yikes! What the hell?
Boom.
I am going to.
You stop that.
I'm just going to straightforward try to dodge that.
I liked it better when Jans didn't roll well.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're going up against some straight badasses right now.
No, definitely. It's cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 5 shift hit, unless you want to spend some fate points on it.
5 would give me a mild consequence, right? Fill my 3, take a 2.
Correct.
Otherwise, I could avoid a consequence altogether. How am I on fate points? I only have 1. I will just suck that up for right now.
Okay.
Well,
What are you going to call your minor consequence? So a minor consequence clears at the end of the next scene. So all you need is a little bit of rest to kind of catch your breath. So it's not as big as a moderate. It's not crippling like a severe. It's more of a temporary thing.
I'm open to suggestions.
How about we could do exhausted, winded, intimidated, shaken.
Let's shake it.
Sounds good. So you're shaken by the roaring of the auto shotgun as it spits slugs in your direction. And the other one is going to attempt to shoot at J5.
Really?
Really?
Oof.
How do you want to defend against that?
Put the robot in the way.
I don't think that's pretty good. I dig it. So, here. I'll have you roll, clever for that one. There you go. You take a 1 shift hit.
Okay. I assume that just fills up the second stress box, yes?
Only your first one, unless...
it's already filled.
Yeah, your second.
Yep.
Cool. So that's the end of the Hunter Killer Cyborgs. Now Dis is going to go, and Dis is going to... This is going to activate the mining equipment, the construction equipment, the 3 little construction things in the room, and they're going to open up with their welding lasers, and they start to attempt to track in your direction. But what they're not doing is attacking you directly. Instead, they're sort of creating a field of fire. Oh, or I'm not going to roll well enough. And nothing's going to happen. So they open fire, like burning tracks of melted metal across the room, but they're not coordinated enough to actually set up the resistance they were hoping to set up. Poor Dis. Okay, that's the end of their turns. I'm going to see what... So the attack helicopter continues to try and shoot at Sebastian Chrome, but Sebastian Chrome is no longer present, so they're just going to start chewing up the building. The the hunter killer cyborgs. I think they're gonna. We're gonna wait, and we're gonna hand it over to Dis, who now that he has the top of the round, so I'm gonna have all my bad guys go because that's fun for me. The heavy weapons spider drones are going to try and set up their welding resistance to your movement again. They actually succeed this time, but only barely. So I'm going to create a temporary aspect here that's called Web of Laser Welders. So I'm going to spell laser wrong. There we go. And I have one free invoke on that. Oh wait, it's a me invoke, not a you invoke. There we go. And then let's see, Dis is going to attempt to disrupt your network to interfere with your coordination efforts. And succeeds. But not with style. So I have an aspect that is network interruption with one free invoke. So what starts to happen here is you're still aware of each other in the network, but it gets a little bit harder to communicate with each other. Ooh. And it's getting a little bit fuzzy on whether or not Sebastian Chrome is alive or not. You can still kind of tell he's over there, but it's getting kind of fuzzy. And then the hunter killer cyborgs, one of them is going to shoot at Jax again. Ooh, nice.
Holy shit. I've never seen a number that high.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna panic, so I'm gonna die, so it's gonna look good. Oh,
hello, darkness, my old friend.
yeah, so that was a really bad roll. I do have one. Hang on. So, currently I'm down by 8, which would be a 3, and then a 5, which would go to 6, which is, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Crippling, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I still have a free invoke on the minor consequence you just took. So keep that in mind as well.
Right. So, is it better with my last fate point to re-roll, because that was a -2, or buy it up? This should probably be that 2. I'm going to try to re-roll that with my fate points.
Come on, fate points. Oh, it's better.
Doubled it.
It's better.
Okay, so it's a 7 shift hit.
Holy crap. Okay, that hurts a lot. So that's taking my 3 box and a moderate consequence.
All right. What's your wound look like?
Unpleasant. It's an ugly one. One of those like super dramatic and totally far off in shock part of my brain is totally getting footage of this because, you know, it's the kind that you can't show on television without warnings. You know, there's probably to her torso with like some things that aren't just skin and blood showing. Yeah, we're gonna have to air this with all sorts of parental content warnings on it. It's going to be great as I slowly fall over.
All right. So you've got sort of, I almost want to say like not safe for TV wounds.
Yeah, not suitable for children.
There we go. All right. And the other one is going to take another shot at J5.
Okay.
Oh my.
Try to do the same thing.
Do it to it. All right. 3 shift hit.
Yeah. That fills my stress boxes.
Okay. So the next time you get hit, you start taking consequences.
Yeah.
Okay. Luckily, it looks like that was the last burst they had in their auto shotguns. So down to hand now. And we're going to hand it off to J5. Let's see what's going on.
I'm going to blast one of these assholes with the robot laser.
Awesome. That
Set
'em.
sounds good.
I mean, they look harvestable.
They totally look like harvestable.
Ooh.
All right, so there's a 6. He's going to try and quickly get out of the way of that.
I don't know what I'd be rolling to do. Oh, you got it.
I rolled it. But I will let you... yeah, I should probably have you actually roll that in case your luck is better than mine, because my luck
It's
rarely
not.
is. Okay. We're going to stick with it then. But I rolled really well on my defense. So it's a split. So you get a boost. But he takes no damage unless you want to spend a fate point or something on it.
I can't. I don't have any.
Okay. So you get a boost. We're going to call that boost. Getting warmed up.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Can I also move this thing?
Absolutely. Where do you want to go?
I would like to move it in such a way that it covers Jackson Lee.
Okay. Roll clever for that. Difficulty of 2.
Nice.
There you go. Success with style. I think each of you have gotten a pretty ridiculous roll right when you needed it.
That seems like a good one to have. Cause,
Including the bad guys.
yeah.
So we'll put an aspect of cover from fire up, and that will have 2 free invokes on it.
I'm going to hand it off to Lee.
All right, Lee, you're up.
All right, I'm just slightly concerned the state of everybody else. I'm going to basically tell everyone to get the fuck out of Dodge, and I'm going to try and overload the systems. I'm talking about like divert all the power from everything else. I want to start blowing up equipment.
Okay. So you are specifically trying to just short out all of the electronic equipment in this room? Or in the entire building? How big are you going here?
We're going to aim for this room. I basically want to make it so that there is no clear shot on them. There's too much else going on.
Gotcha. Okay,
Like,
that sounds good.
Go, keep making our door through the floor. Get out.
Nice. All right. What approach is that going to be?
I'm going to go with clever by basically taking my previous idea and just applying it to a larger level.
That works for me. Difficulty is 3. Go ahead. There you go. You've succeeded. There's now chaos and cover with 1 free invoke. Do you want to move as well?
Yeah, I'm going to try and get to Jax.
Okay. All right. You are with her. You want to see what she does?
Yeah.
All right, Jax, you're up.
Okay, I vote that we follow Lee's excellent advice and get the fuck out of Dodge. So I would like to go down that hole
All right.
that our mining robot makes.
Very good. So you move into that zone, and then for your second move, you drop through the hole. The
Ow.
the web of laser welders is going to try and cut you into pieces as you're trying to move through the zone. So if you could try to overcome that, that would be great. Difficulty
That would be great.
of 3.
Okay. I'm going to try to just power through it. We are not in a position for flashy right now.
Okay. So the difficulty was 3. You've got a 4. I'm going to invoke your moderate injury against you. So because you got these jagged flesh wounds, you're not quite as fast as maybe you would be in your prime. So that puts my difficulty up to a 5.
I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. I don't have a fate.
You have cover from fire, right? Wait, what are you trying to do?
Sorry, say that again?
What are you trying to do?
Try to overcome this getting cut by lasers.
You have cover. Use one of the invokes.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I will use one of the evokes. I'll cover from fire.
Okay, use one of those.
Thank you.
And then I'm going to go ahead and invoke your shocked consequence against you as well. You want to use the other one from cover from fire?
What is the chaos in cover? Is that
That's
someone-
That's Lee flooding the area and like making screens burst and sparks start to rain from the sky.
Okay.
So that could totally count too.
Okay, I will use the chaos and cover one.
Done. All right, and I've used my 2 free things against you.
Thank you, team, who made this possible. I don't have much wiggle room at the moment. It's much appreciated.
76 Trombone says invoke on James's shit-eating grin.
I'll accept that fate point and give you a shit grin. Cool. Yeah, so you slide through the hole and you drop down into the floor below. Who do you want to have go next? Oh, Sebastian Chrome, I guess. Sebastian.
Hey. All right. Sebastian's going to get up and exit the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to pull a fire alarm as he goes on by.
Nice.
And using his combat shotgun, he's going to blow a hole in the handle of the nearest car.
Nice.
And then he's going to get in. He's going to drive that motherfucker with the car alarm blaring out of the parking garage at top speed.
All right.
Since you folks have an exit hole, he's going to draw fire from the gunship.
All right.
And he can escape easier than you 3 can. He can hide. So that's the plan. Make as much noise as possible.
So, let's see. That totally works. Would you rather attract the attention of the gunship or cause more chaos inside the building with the fire alarm? If you
Attract the attention of the gunship. At this
Okay.
point, you guys are down that hole next turn. If you take full moves, and then from there to the van, and from the van home. So the gunship is the only thing that can theoretically stop it. Because if one vehicle goes out of there, it's going to be like, oh, it's them, and hit it with a mini nuke or whatever the fuck we haven't seen yet. But if it sees one vehicle first, it's going to chase that. And it might as well not be the van, because we love the van. Harold the Hoopty Van is a member of this family.
Totally
Alana
legit.
means family.
So I'm going to have you make a overcome roll against a difficulty of 3 to set up your escape route.
What is that? Careful? Clever?
Careful. There you go. All right.
Aced it. I'm also going, because I always know the nearest exit is, I get a +2 to quickly overcome obstacles
Oh, sweet.
to
Okay.
escape a situation. So that's going to be a 6. So motherfucker, I'm over here in this bright blue Jetta. Fuck you.
I'm down. So you are, I'll call the aspect bright blue Jetta, and you are on your way. Oh, actually, that was an overcome, not a create advantage.
Whoop.
But you succeed with style, so you get a boost. So we'll call it on the run. Got it. Okay, nice.
Hey,
All right,
babe,
Sebastian.
if you want to get Ben ready to go, I'll get up with him in the morning, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
We should probably call it here, actually, because it's midnight.
Yeah.
Oh, is it that late? All right, we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Damn it!
It's a dramatic cliffhanger.
So close. I thought we were going to get it all in, but not quite.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll stop there.
All right. Well, thank you all for dying with me.
Yay!
I hope you all had fun. James, thank you very much for running.
Oh, my
Yeah.
pleasure.
And,
Hell of a game, James.
Yeah,
Cool.
man.
I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
I love all of this. And this was ridiculous. Just kept stacking shit on top of everything. Like, fuck! So good. Anyway, thank you all. I'm going to log off with you guys. and we'll talk to you next time. We'll schedule soon. Sound
Okay.
good?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Soon.
great.
Good night, everybody. Thank
Good
you
night,
very much.
Good night, everyone. See you
No,
later.
thank you.
Maybe. How do I stop this thing?
I don't think it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was a horror show. But man, that was a good session. Holy crap, we're so fucked. We are so screwed. Thank you, Thessaly. Thank you for the well wishes. I really appreciate it. You know, Tiger Planet, you may be right. You may be right. I think the thing is that a lot of people don't know how that works, right? They don't know it like you do. Anyway, I gotta go. We're gonna work this out, but this was an awesome session. So thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for participating when you could. Thank you for all your brilliant suggestions and just general awesomeness. So yeah, it was good. I'm gonna take off and I'm gonna try to get some rest, and we'll talk to you next time. Have a good night, everyone. See you soon. That's not what I wanted to do.
Power